might want to sit because
Imagine,
even
if
like
you will,
a world.
space beyond the mind. Welcome to another episode of Storytime with Uncle Punky. I am, of course, Uncle Punky.
Woo.
Thank you, sir. Live in front of a captive studio audience, as we are weekly, with our pop culture shenanigans and storytelling. And we got a good one today. But with me, of course, as I introduce, Roger. Vest aficionado, scarf enthusiast. Your shirt today reflects things that we will be speaking about.
Bad movies.
It's a bad movie day, and it's going to be a little bit of everything.
Bad movies are the best.
Bad movies are the best, and we try to affiliate ourselves with people who are related to pop culture or things that we're going to discuss. Bad movies. I brought in a professional from afar, which we will talk to and introduce in a little while. How are things the past
Things
week?
are good. I'm over winter. Hate it.
Oh, yeah. I
Ready to go
keep
past it.
forgetting that it's winter, and then I wake up and go outside, and I'm like, oh, yeah, there's lots of winter. Thanks, Joe. Technicalities. We're still working out the kinks.
Experiencing technical.
It's still a young show. It's not. We're just bad at our jobs. So we're going to talk about bad movies today, and then maybe we'll figure out a way to incorporate them into music. I know during intermission we figured out a way to do that.
We did.
We were picking out songs and such, and actually we were prepping with some old Nintendo games that had to do with terrible movies.
Because if a movie's bad, the Nintendo game, even
Nintendo
worse.
game was 10 times worse.
Yeah.
But first, in the world of pop culture, we have to go over the basics, which are births of people who are important, who have delivered us a lot of pop culture. And there's been plenty of them over the years. On the 24th, where are we? Well, we're in March already, aren't we? Yeah, that's right. So February 24th, 1921, Abe Vigoda, who's been a butt of many jokes because he has been alive forever. Literally, at the Friars Club roast, he was the target for a lot of those.
He's been the same age since the early 70s, since The Godfather till now.
He always had that saggy face, and that's just what it was the rest of his life. 1945, the phenomenal Barry Bostwick, actor and singer. Of course, Rocky Horror Picture Show, which most of our group of people, I'm sure, know him from.
And, well, let's not forget, you just brought it up.
Megaforce. Which is the onesie that he wears in that thing is dynamite.
Oh, yeah. I like the hairband.
He's got the hairband, and his goodbye move at the end of that, where it's like, he kisses his thumb to the chick, and it's like, don't make that your thing. If you haven't seen Megaforce, watch Megaforce, because it's awful. We also have in 1947 Edward James Olmos, American actor director. He's been in just thousands of things.
Miami Vice, Blade Runner.
He's been in Blade Runner. He's been in episodes of all kinds of things. Even today, he's still in a lot of them. Yep. George Thorogood, 1950, American singer-songwriter, guitarist.
Contributed Bad to the Bone, which has been in every movie ever made since the 80s.
If somebody had a bad attitude, albeit child, animated puppy, it doesn't make a difference.
No matter how good that song is, I hate it.
I Drink Alone.
I Drink Alone's a good song.
One bourbon, one shot, one beer. Those. A lot of songs about drinking. Yep. So if you're ever in the mood for that,
that's Boston for you.
For the most part. 1951, Deborah Jo Rupp, Kitty Foreman, in the 70s show.
Love
her laugh was just obnoxiously hilarious, and they just captured the spirit of the 70s. The show was awesome.
Well, granted, and so have we.
Look
at us. We are that 70s show.
Yeah, we are the products of what came out of the 70s, for sure. I'm definitely a product of the 80s.
We're in the basement singing couch. What do you expect?
1955, Steve Jobs founded Apple and Pixar in the long run. Died in 2011, of course. Best known for turtlenecks. That was this thing, turtlenecks. That's what I remember. 1966, Billy Zane, actor and producer. One of my favorite, not besides The Phantom.
The Phantom.
Which you did The Phantom, which ties into a lot of our pop culture shit. Demon Knight.
Oh, yes.
He was the demon in Demon Knight.
Demon Knight.
Or the devil, or whatever the hell he was. And
capturing
he had the cowboy hat on, and he's just all angry and scuffling about. What was under him? We went too far. Gary. Oh, Gary.
Oh, Gary.
1978. Gary was born.
Okay.
Gary is a South Korean rapper and producer.
You don't need to tell. Everyone knows.
Because it's Gary. When you talk about Gary, everybody's like, oh, yeah, Gary.
Well, when you say South Korean, the first name to come to mind
is Gary.
Gary.
So that's a little fun fact for everyone. On the 25th in 1901, still not as far back as we've gone, Zeppo Marx, one of the many Marx brothers.
I am a huge Marx Brothers fanatic. And
Groucho, and his sarcasm and his timing.
It's still as good as ever.
It's still, you can watch it, even if you go back and watch any of this stuff, it's just got that good, quick quick comedy, that good wit that he like Johnny Carson kind of.
And Zeppo was the straight man, and eventually backed out and went into.
Harpo was one with the.
Harpo was the non-speaker. Yeah.
All right, 1908, Frank Slaughter, physician and author. The name's just awesome.
Yeah.
Frank Slaughter, not to be confused with
With
Mark
the band.
Slaughter.
The band
Mark
Slaughter.
the
yeah.
band Slaughter, which I had actually I asked our director producer there, and he said no, it's not him. I'm like, thank God. Then I'll mention it. That's fine. 1943, George Harrison is a big part of pop culture history.
There's some great music there.
Singer, songwriter, guitarist, producer. Unfortunately, violently stabbed to death.
Yeah.
In 2001 by a fan or not a fan or somebody who's mad about the Beatles breaking up. I think is what it was.
They're holding a grudge way too long.
Either way, he probably had 3 names. Whoever killed him. In 1949,
woo!
That's right. The mighty Ric Flair, American wrestler, manager, and trainer. That was a good one, guys. I actually want to do his theme song. We opened to his theme song today, but it's
we got our woos on.
Wrestling theme songs were awful in the 80s, and I think we're going to do an 80s wrestling show one of these times. We're going to talk about 80s wrestling, and we'll do some of those because they were just.
I'm sure that show will be chock.
A lot of the ones now, a lot of the ones now are not good songs. There's a few like Motorhead did the one for Triple H. It was like in the 90s.
Yeah.
When everybody's doing the age of attitude.
Unfortunately, it's probably
an attitude.
Probably too much Nickelback going on there. So.
1966, Tia Leone, American actress. Was she married to David Duchovny, or she did a movie with him? Don't remember.
Either way.
She's been in things. 1971, Sean Astin, American actor, director, producer, Goonie.
Hobbit.
Goonie for life, though. I mean,
Goonie for life.
You can be a Hobbit till
Stranger Things.
And Stranger Things, yeah. He's
so good in Stranger Things.
A lot of those guys from the Goonies squad got Josh Brolin and Sean Astin, and I think that's about it. One became a lawyer. What was it? Chunk became a lawyer.
Chunk, yeah.
Yeah, lost weight, did all that stuff as he grew up. All right,
going on. Data was in a whole 2 movies.
The 1802, Victor Hugo, author, poet, and playwright. Not to be confused with, was it Hugo Strange, Batman villain?
Yeah,
he's a good one. Oh, he's amazing. 1829. I got excited about a Batman villain more than that guy's birthday because I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
He wrote Les Mis.
He wrote Les Mis?
Yeah.
Okay. That's helping Hugh Jackman get famous. Whatever. I'll connect it. 1829, Levi Strauss, German-American fashion designer, founded Levi Strauss & Company. You may know him from your pants.
Pants.
Various pants.
He's good for pants.
He's good for pants. 1852, is that still an 18? John Harvey Kellogg. You may know him from Battle Creek.
From breakfast.
He gave us Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yeah, cereal. It's good all day long.
It's good all day long. Frosted Flakes, Corn Flakes, John Harvey Kellogg. 1916, Jackie Gleason. The great Jackie Gleason. 1932, Johnny Cash.
Okay.
Which is one of my all-time favorites.
Absolute reverence there.
Yeah,
as
singer,
opposed to
guitarist, actor. I remember my mom's church. Church she went to, and every Sunday, Easter Sunday, they'd show the Johnny Cash would tell the story of Jesus and all this stuff, and it was just so cool. He's doing all the gospel and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, pretty amazing stuff. I'm like, I don't mind going to church now. 1953, Michael Bolton. Speaking of singers and songwriters,
not as cool as Johnny Cash.
Kinda.
No,
he's not.
No,
he's really not. The 27th, 1932, Elizabeth Taylor, English-American actress and humanitarian.
Beautiful blue eyes.
1962, Adam Baldwin, one of the many. We had a Baldwin last week, too, didn't we?
Yeah, there's Baldwins popping up every week.
We're probably going to have a Baldwin every week.
Well, that's a different Baldwin.
It doesn't matter.
I'm sure there are 52.
It's all the same Baldwin.
That's the Firefly Baldwin, no relation.
It's all the... Oh, okay, well, he's all right then. He gets a pass for being a Firefly, but you're still...
But he's still Baldwin by default.
Still one of many.
By
it's
name.
Like Wayans. Okay, I'm not going to remember all of you, so you're just a Wayans at this point in time. 1965. No offense to any of those families. I know they're ever going to watch this. I'm not down anybody that actually watches this. No.
And if they are, please come on and dispute it.
Come on,
dispute it. Come on.
Prove me wrong. Noah Emmerich, American actor. I don't know him from what. See, we don't know. We're all learning today. 1966, Donald Logue, Canadian actor and director. He was in Ghost Rider. I do know that. And also, he's Harvey on. No, not Harvey. He's on Gotham. He's on Gotham. He's not Commissioner Gordon. He's the detective. Bullock. Yeah! Bullock. I was getting there. It was coming around. Yeah. Full circle. I was getting to it. What has we got? 1931 on the 28th. Gavin MacLeod. American actor.
Oh.
Captain.
Yep.
Boat captain. of the Love Boat.
Is exciting and
Oh, it
new.
really was exciting. There were so many guest stars.
Well, it was
that
that's
were
all it
pertinent
was.
of
It was
the
a
time. It
guest
really
star
was,
show.
and just the different scenarios that they all got put into. But everyone found love at the end.
Yeah, everyone thought, all those actors thought they were going on a cruise, and they just ended up in
I
a
saw
soundstage.
there's an action figure somewhere for Isaac from the Love Boat
The,
that I would love to acquire.
Mego came out with a 3 3/4 line of
Right, I think
action
that's what
figures.
it was.
Yeah.
We need one for the show.
Isaac and
For
Gopher
the show.
right here. That'd be
It's
great.
not for the show. John Turturro, 1957, actor, director, screenwriter. He's been in a billion things, and unfortunately something affiliated with Michael Bay.
It's we're,
Just saying.
It is the movies does not be named.
1969, Patrick Monahan, American singer, songwriter, and actor. 1972, Rory Cochrane, American actor. 1976, Ellie Larder, American actress. And that does the deal for the births.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Just kidding. Oh, March 1st.
Oh,
What is
yeah.
today? Is today the 2nd?
Yep.
okay.
Don't even know
there
where
we
I'm
go.
at. We're still in the basement. We're
Yep.
good. March 1st, 54, Catherine Bach. Also in 54, Ron Howard, actor, director, producer.
I watched a Twilight Zone episode with Ron Howard this morning.
Yeah, nice.
Answer.
And of course, Solo. He just did the recent Solo, which I liked.
Love Solo.
I will
So
defend
good.
it. I enjoyed it. Also, he was Richie Cunningham.
He was Opie Cunningham.
Opie Cunningham. That as well. 56, Tim Daly, actor, director, producer. He was on Wings, but
Wings.
he's typically the voice of animated Superman.
Yeah.
He does a great job
Nails
as it.
it,
He
too.
really
So
does.
good.
I actually saw a video. It was a comedy video on YouTube. Him and some of the other Supermans got together. And it was really funny. They have a club. 1966, Zack Snyder, director, producer, screenwriter, of course, Watchmen.
Yeah.
And various other DC affiliated properties. 67, George Eads, American actor. I cannot think of what he's been in.
CSI.
CSI, George
Okay,
Eads. Thank
there we
you.
go.
Yes, the Vegas CSI.
Yeah,
he was
original.
the tough kid, the guy
Yeah.
who did the thing.
And he was he plays Jack in the new MacGyver.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Super
see, I
smart
haven't
Jack.
watched that one.
Not a goofball Jack.
Right. 74, Mark Paul Gosselaar, American actor. You may know him better as what's his name? Doucheface, Saved by the Bell.
Doucheface is what I know him by.
From Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zach. 1904. My daughter actually told me this yesterday. Dr. Seuss's birthday.
Oh, Theodore Gazelle.
They were learning about him in school.
Such
Theodore
a,
Geisel.
such a cool guy.
Children's book writer, poet, and illustrator. Fantastic stuff. I still love reading it. 1942, Lou Reed,
Oh.
American singer, songwriter, guitarist, producer, and actor. John Bon Jovi was born in 62. 68 gave us one of the Bonds, Daniel Craig. He does all right. I like
Oh,
him.
no. Love that Bond.
He's a violent Bond. In 81, Bryce Dallas Howard, another one of the Howards. She's
Howard's, Baldwin's.
lately
they're all
for the
same.
Jurassic Worlds that she's been in that they're doing, which I like. I do like those. I think they're good. All right, now
Oh,
we're
I
done
agree.
with Burrs. I don't have to retract this statement after like a couple minutes.
Well, today's the second, so.
Stop it. All right, here's what we're gonna do.
This is going to be the second all day?
All day. Yeah, they didn't call it a
It's a
half
long
day
one.
today. It's not a snow day. Like 2-hour delay.
It's a fog delay on today.
It's fog delay. We're gonna get to our guest because I don't want to waste any time because I'm excited and he came a long way to talk to us.
And
Not
he
that
brought-
we haven't been.
And he brought puppets.
He brought puppets, which is a big favorite.
I'm
I
happy
grew up
about
on
puppets.
I'm still a big fan of puppets, as you can see by my Gizmonic and Mystery Science Theater gear. I'm a huge fan of puppetry.
Yeah.
And he does his own. He's got all kinds of stuff. He has True Masterpiece Theater, which, of course, the puppets will be represented. He does a lot of work with Troma. He's got his own movies to watch on a rainy day, which are just some of the worst. And I do nothing but
Love-
appreciate that because that's how I spend most of my evenings, just watching
Love that.
terrible cinema. So we have that in common. But first, we'll show you a little idea of what you're getting into with our friend Anison Benek.
Hi, I'm Rodney on the Rock, and I'm here to introduce to you and my friend Duck Duck,
Is that the Affleck duck?
band that I'm not too sure of, but give them a chance. They're called the Ugly Kids.
They went looking for berries, but they had watermelons the whole time. Oh, excuse me, I have to tune my watermelon. I didn't know Taco from the League was in a band. Those watermelons aren't even plugged into any amps. Oh, I get it. They're playing bedrock and roll. Hi, I'm Addison on this rock, and I'm here to introduce to you and my friend Cluck Cluck a new artist who I'm not too sure of, but please give him a chance. Oh my god. I was not expecting that at all.
I like it. I can't help but like it because it deals with bad cinema and skits and comedy. So please help me welcome Addison. Thank you, sir.
Thanks
we
for inviting
appreciate
me.
you taking the time. He came from Detroit, everybody, just to come spend time with us and talk about things, tell stories. Bless you. To tell stories about. We're going to talk about bad movies, and we thought you would be best to come on. You deal with it on the regular.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have a show, Movies to Watch on a Rainy Day, which is found where?
On YouTube.
Okay.
I've got over 100 episodes.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been doing movies to watch on a rainy afternoon since like 2011. And
That's a good haul.
yeah, well, I mean,
You never run out of content.
no. I have had a couple snags though with filmmakers getting angry with me and stuff like that
Really?
for riffing on their content. Yes.
Well, I can only imagine that, the guys from Mystery Science Theater, of course, because that was the initial bond between you and I.
Yes.
Love for Mystery Science Theater. You came in with a hoodie, a Mystery Science Theater hoodie, as a
Yes.
matter of fact. And, just bad cinema. And they're not, they're considered bad cinema, but to us, they mean
It's
something.
entertainment value.
It is entertainment value to every degree of the word.
Not to everybody, but you know,
Not to everybody. I
people
know.
like
and we
us,
discussed
Especially
this.
the filmmaker who would always think that what they made was gold.
yeah,
Right,
that's the
and it's
confusing
that-
part.
And we
Yeah.
discussed that off the air that, they took it very seriously.
Yeah.
And then they get it in the hands of people like us who just for the sheer comedy and just love of it. But it turns it into a cult thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even the little bit of jokes that people poke, you or, the big riffers and everybody, it still gives that credibility. And it's given some attention to movies that
Yeah.
nobody would normally have been like, no.
Some filmmakers have come in and attacked me, on
Sure.
Facebook and social
Sure.
media, and they try to get my videos taken down, which
Yeah.
one was successful.
Okay.
I riffed on the movie Terror Toons. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's
Maybe.
a couple cartoon characters leap out of a television set and attack a group of teenagers.
I have
or-
seen that.
They're like,
Oh.
clearly in their 20s or 30s.
Terror
and
Tunes. I gotta write that down.
the director of Terror Toons successfully got my video removed from
Wow.
YouTube because he was so upset that I made fun of him.
But here's the sad thing. That's probably more attention than that film has gotten
Yep.
Well, I mean,
in years.
I was
embrace it.
confused because he's built a whole career out of like these low budget schlocky
Sure.
horror films.
Yeah.
And if you look on his IMDb, he did Terror Toons 2, he did Terror Toons 3. It's like nothing that I have to say about Terror Toons is going to
Yeah.
hurt your career in any way.
No. There's other reviews beyond yours.
I'm
sure he's
on
gonna get
IMDb
it.
it had like a 2.2 or something. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm not the only person who
Yeah.
hated Terror Toons.
IMDb kind of threw you under the bus with that rating
Yeah.
in the first
Well,
place.
Yeah.
your own
I'm-
abilities.
Yeah, I'm
threw
not
you
doing
under the
any
bus.
more or
It's-
less damage at this point in time.
So that guy was pissed.
So what were some of your favorites that you've done on the radio? What are some of the more? Because do you try to tackle
all
throughout
kinds of
all
stuff.
the decades, or do you try to go
Yeah.
with some of the newer, more direct to DVD? Because one of my favorites, we've mentioned before, is Asylum. Mm-hmm. Asylum movies
Those are the
are
worst.
the worst things. Those are usually right to sci-fi, or not even. They go surpass that. Sci-fi might tag their name on it and then been like, no, you can find it online. That's okay. We'll put it on our webcast. That's fine. Roger Corman's, Coleman Francis.
Yeah.
Well,
I try not to do
Edward
stuff.
D. Wood Jr.
Right.
Like if it's already been on Mystery Science Theater
Sure.
or if Riff Tracks has already
Yeah.
done it, I try not to.
Yeah. Right.
But I have I've done It Conquered the World by
Yeah.
Roger Corman.
That's a classic.
I've still never seen the Mystery Science Theater episode
Sure.
though, so I've had no
You
influence.
don't no way to taint. Any of the
You don't want to
things
be
that you made
influenced
about
by someone else's
Yeah.
riff. Yeah.
But
plagiarism stuff.
I usually stick to monster movies and slasher films
Awesome.
and stuff like that.
But any specific favorites then that you've maybe
Oh
done?
boy. Well, last year for my 100th episode, I did Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Went back and watched that 2 nights ago.
That was just a lot of fun to film the skits for.
Sure.
Because I literally went to Meijer one night and bought a whole bunch of tomatoes, and the next day, smashed the hell out of them.
Made him do random things. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Did
that
you do
was-
the voice too for him?
No, I just, it was just smashing fruit.
And I forgot, and honestly, for as B-rated a movie that is, it's not horrible.
No,
It's-
Wasn't Clooney in the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second
Right.
one's way better.
but
Right, but I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was actually kind of plot driven. You know what I mean? And it
Wow.
had some substances of. It was an '80s movie.
All
But,
right,
but I
it's
think
late
I think the
70s.
redeeming value
Right,
is
but it
they
still
never
had
took
that-
themselves.
Oh,
Oh,
too
no, the
seriously.
sequel is 80s.
The sequel.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Right.
The sequel is more sort of like Airplane, where it's
Right.
gags and gags
Spoofing
and gags.
of
yeah.
everything, which brings me to another one, like the spoof movies
Mm-hmm.
that have come out over the years. I know they tried to poke fun and not be. Well, a lot of them try to be big budget, like disaster movie, and epic movie.
Oh, those movies are
and-
horrible.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, those
Yeah.
all kind of fall under a B category now, but that's just a vehicle in between
Yeah.
for just fulfilling contracts for some actors to be in stuff.
Stuff like that, it's only like, let Mel Brooks do it, let the Zucker brothers do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
I
give
think
it
the big difference between those movies and the classics we love, like the Mel Brooks and
Yeah.
Airplane, is those movies. The new ones are taking exact scenarios and trying to reproduce them, as opposed to
Right.
taking the contrived notions of the genre
Right.
and then having fun with it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's,
And we-
it's copy and paste
Yeah,
with a bad pun
it's
in
easy
there.
to do an exact copy and make fun of it.
But it's also
Yeah.
harder to
Yeah.
do nowadays with how sensitive people is. We talked about this numerous times before on the show. How the generations and times have changed, the situations have changed as far as what you can make jokes out of and what's more sensitive material. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As the
definitely.
time changes, your audience changes, and it makes it a lot more
Like-
difficult for irreverent comedy or.
Something
Mel
like Blazing
Brooks-
Saddles could
Not-
never be.
Mel
Oh,
Brooks
no.
could never
Oh,
get
no.
away with it.
No.
Springtime for
No,
Hitler
what-
could never be in a movie.
A white guy couldn't get away
Yeah.
with it. I'm just saying, if a black guy did a comedy movie about a black sheriff in that kind of context, they could probably get away with it.
Yeah.
But and that's just the way it is nowadays.
An old Jewish man could
yeah,
not.
well, people just can't. People can't take a joke nowadays, and it's very unfortunate. Yeah, it's very horribly stereotypical, but they're not making fun out of the stereotype as much as they're making fun
The
out
genre.
of the situation,
Yeah.
and the genre, and people's outlook of the thing, and blowing it out of proportion, and this and that. I mean, it's really, it kind of makes a statement just doing it through comedy. Moving on. I digress. Fuck, these tangents that come out every time. You did a lot of shark movies recently.
Yes.
And I caught a few of those. I think I sent you a message a couple nights ago about Shark Exorcist, which I think showed up in some talk. And then
I like the eye roll.
It was even when we were picking it, my wife and I were laying there going.
Oh yeah, because you watched the whole movie.
Oh, I watched the whole movie. My wife and I are sitting there just scrolling through it, and these just awful movies. I'm like, oh, I gotta prep. She's like, well, you gotta prep. We gotta prep.
Yeah.
We're a team here, honey. Even though she's not here.
Yeah, you're on your
I love
own.
you very much. Thanks for supporting me. My terrible decisions.
I think you should apologize though for
Just
Shark Exorcist.
Most of the time, shit was fine. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But we watched them. We watched these things, and we're just like, where you're watching it, you feel embarrassed for the movie, but also at the same time, some of these people really tried super hard. But as far as the graphics department, it's like, how's that guy feel after it comes out? He's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, he probably was only given so much money to
right,
make this
exactly.
thing,
And I mean, yeah, like friend of a friend, hey, can you help me do this?
Well, honestly, the director of Shark Exorcist, I'm friends with the guy.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, I had done another one of his films that he had shot on VHS in the 80s called Demon Queen.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And I riffed on Demon Queen about in 2014.
Sure.
Movie was from 86 or something.
Sure.
And put it up on YouTube. A couple weeks later, he messaged me on Facebook, and so I saw his name and notification,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh shit!" I'm gonna, I'm gonna open up this message, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be a huge insulting thing.
Right,
But he actually said that he thought it was hilarious, and that
Wow.
I was his new favorite review show.
Nice. Oh, that's a bonus.
So, a couple of years goes by, and he contacts me again, and he asked me to come on down to Kentucky to help work on a film he was shooting
Nice.
called Hooker with a Hacksaw.
I've heard of this.
Already love it.
I've heard of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's out. It's on.
Yeah.
You can. It's not on DVD yet, but you can stream it on Amazon Prime.
I think that might have been where I came across it too.
So I drove down to
Hooker
Kentucky
with a-
one
yeah.
day, and they had already filmed a whole bunch of the movie.
Sure.
But I came down to like help with like insert shots of like limbs getting hacked up and
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
And so I was the blood guy for that day,
Nice.
helping pump the blood and.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, dude, I was totally into
Yeah.
it. You know.
How could you not?
Yeah, that's the glory job.
right. Gory.
So
Oh, no.
Gory.
They're-
Gory.
they're hacking up limbs, and I'm pumping the blood, and we just filmed kill scenes all day basically.
Wow.
That's
So
a good
it was
day.
kind of a dream come
That's
true
a
for
good
me.
day.
Wow. That'd be so
Um,
much fun.
It was a lot of fun, but the pump at one point broke, and I got blood splattered on me, and so we cut off shooting at around 11 o'clock midnight, and I had to drive back to Michigan
Right.
from Kentucky. That's like a 5-hour drive.
That's a long one.
So at about like 3 in the morning, I had stopped off at a McDonald's drive-thru.
Yeah.
At that point, I forgot I was covered in fake blood, and they asked me if I was okay,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
just filming a movie.
No big
Can
deal."
I get a Big Mac, please?"
Now that's actually kind of
Hey,
a
you don't
common
know how close
scenario.
the
I
highway
think.
is.
I
dude.
think so. Yeah.
I was actually acting in a film and had blood on,
And you forget that it's there.
You forget it's there. I was coming back. I stopped at a gas station, and all the other patrons were like worried. And there was a county sheriff, and they
Oh,
sent word,
no.
"You all right?" And they go, "Oh yeah, in a movie." And it was like, "Oh, that's want to come over and meet these people who cared about you." It's like,
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm fine, honestly.
I
No,
don't,
that's when
I
you
don't think
start
an
being
actor
all
has
twitchy,
blood
be
on
like-
has never told the story about stopping at the gas station.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, you have to. You gotta get food somewhere.
Just looking
the
at my
shoot's
be like,
over.
is this Austria? I'm supposed to be in Austria. Like, sir, can we help you? Donuts?
Just don't look in the trunk.
Right. That's not my car. It's not my car. I walked here. You've been dealing with filmmaking. Did you go to school for any filmmaking stuff like that? I mean, it's something obviously you're passionate about movies. So
Well,
obviously,
yeah. I mean, I've been doing it a long time, but I did go to MPI
Okay.
from 2010 to 2011,
Mm.
and got a directing degree or whatever, and.
Nice.
I did an episode of Movies to Watch in a Rainy Afternoon for my final project.
Sure.
I did Frankenstein Conquers the World.
Nice.
Oh, good movie.
Yeah. He's a big Universal fan. So yeah, no, that's
Well, no,
not.
that was a Toho.
Yeah, that one's...
But the fact Frankenstein, I mean, in the universe, your love for Frankenstein.
Yeah,
that's
right.
emphasized,
But this is
My love
a
for Toho's
giant
up there too.
Japanese
Yeah.
monster movie, you know?
Oh God.
The sequel is the
originally
movie
was-
War of the Gargantuas, if you've ever seen that one.
Yes,
That one I have
the
seen.
twins.
Are those on?
Yes,
I
that
got
one's
them.
awesome.
love
That's
that.
like my favorite Toho movie.
I gotta see those on
Okay.
Amazon. We brought up
The Mysterians is
Super
another great one.
Inframan, which we caught. I found that on Amazon. We discussed that, like a pre-Power Rangers, Toho style.
Yeah, or
Part
Ultraman.
Iron Man or Ultraman. It had a lot of elements to it. I'm like, oh,
That one's cool because like
This is
the
amazing.
hero decapitates monsters and stuff and tears their limbs off.
right. And they even got like a little Rita Repulsa, the Demon Queen or the Dragon Queen.
Yeah,
Princess,
Dragon Lady, I
Who
don't
is,
know.
Yeah,
who is
whatever
always
she is.
who is always a little too over sexualized for a kids movie.
Way too. I'm guessing it
I'm-
was a
I'm
kids
fine with
movie.
it. I'm
70s
good with it,
Asian
but-
kids. We wound up with it here on Amazon, and it's wonderful.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how they got the parents to sit through the movie with
So-
the kids.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that just doing all that stuff just instills you to want to just keep on going. Of course, YouTube being a big outlet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, obviously that's why we're trying it out to the best of our abilities with the backgrounds that we have. We thought we could be successful and talk about things that we're passionate about, which brought us to you and your passion for movies and specifically bad movies. The movie House Shark. Have you seen House Shark?
I have not seen House Shark yet.
It's about a shark that's in a house.
Yeah, it's been recommended to me to rip on the show. I have done.
Is it like House Party but with sharks?
Nope, not even that fun. No, there's no dance sequence with like a Mako and a great white or nothing. It's just a shark house.
There's a scene in one of the Sharknado films, isn't there, or something like that happens?
There's one in the house too, and thanks to that, that literally
Spawned a whole
off-
film.
It's like all
Oh,
these
yeah.
other sharks landed in these areas to produce films like ice sharks and
Yeah,
sand
avalanche
and
sharks.
avalanche sharks, and just there's so many. I watched Bermuda Tentacles the other day
Oh, that sounds
with
good.
Linda Hamilton.
Is that a
and
recent film?
It went between the year 2000.
Yeah.
It was a sci-fi thing.
She's gotta
or it
do
wound
something,
up,
I
I think it
guess.
was the asylum, and she did not look good.
Oh, no.
It was rough. And I felt bad, and the acting was just so stiff and weird with everybody else, and it was just one of those things
For
you're watching.
movies
it,
like
and you're
that, they're just
it
there
was
for the
kind of
paycheck.
depressing.
Yeah.
And then just, of course, the terrible computer anime. I mean, I went to ITT for a little while for graphic design and communications and stuff, and I can make some weird, ugly-looking CGI things and put it into a movie, and that's all they did. They're literally trying to get kids from like college to just throw something in there so we can wrap this bitch up and go.
Yeah, when you make the intern the head of your graphics department.
Right.
Yeah.
That never works out for anybody. So do you have and we spoke about in the clip your friend,
Yes.
who unfortunately passed recently.
Yes.
Which I was very sorry to hear about, because I know he did a lot for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, True Masterpiece Theater wouldn't exist without him. He
That's
built
great.
he built the puppets for me.
And you're not going to quit doing it. Because
No,
I
no.
know you just had a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a Kickstarter for
Right.
episode 2 of True Masterpiece Theater. Because what True Masterpiece Theater is, it's Mystery Science Theater, but with trauma films specifically.
Right. Cool.
Their catalog is so vast, I could never run out.
Very.
And True
And
Masterpiece,
it keeps growing.
yeah, that they,
Yeah.
they keep acquiring stuff.
Like every 4 days.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is like they get content, and on the first of every month, they'll dump a whole bunch of new content at once for you to kind of sift through, because they
Nice.
have their streaming service Troma now. It's like Netflix, but with Troma movies.
Troma movies,
And
yeah.
it's like $5 a month.
That's wonderful.
And
That's a great way.
all
I
kinds
mean,
of content. I mean,
it's
hundreds of
cheap.
films.
Yeah. And I know Lloyd does a lot of. There's a few documentaries he's popped up in. I watched one recently, the one Doomed, about Roger Corman's
Oh, yeah, that's a
Fantastic
good one.
Four.
Yeah.
He just pops in. He's like, I know Stan. You know what I mean? He's one of those. He's very.
They were roommates in college.
And I've heard that story too, which is unbelievable to me and amazing.
Yeah,
That
they wrote a film together in the '70s
he
about
was
witches.
Lloyd was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys in the prison that we had discussed too.
And
it's
he was
just-
in Slither.
But
Well, that's more James Gunn's connection.
Yeah.
Right, but
James-
even
yeah,
still,
Slither was
Slither and
with
James
James
Gunn,
Gunn
but
as
even
well,
still,
so
yes.
which a lot of people thought that was a pretty decent
Oh, I love
horror
Slither.
flick.
I
Yeah,
think-
I do too.
I
Honestly,
I think
agree.
Slither's
I think it's
awesome.
great.
yeah, my wife and I talked about watching. I'm like, oh, we kind of want to watch that. You know what I mean? Just out of the blue. But just the respect that he has for the business. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
his fans, like the fact that they want him to put out VHS tapes. He's like, all right, yeah, we'll put out some VHS tapes.
Yeah,
in the
they did
year
like a limited
2016
run
or whatever.
of
Yeah, exactly.
Toxie tapes.
And that's fantastic to do, and that's smart marketing. And it's also for collectability and nostalgia, because that thing has become a big pop culture. Trauma has been, as soon as it hit, man, that was instant cult classics.
Yeah.
Instant cult classics, and they still are to this day. And of course, like I said, our love and people we know
Yeah.
who just like bad cinema, they will eat these up and watch them every single time. Every single time. Either not for the comedy of it, just for the aspect of, like, maybe they know somebody who, oh yeah, I know a guy who worked on that, or yeah, this is so-and-so from this, and it's ever growing. And I'm glad that you got a part of it, especially with the Mystery Science Theater connection to it.
Yeah.
Because it's brilliant. I watch a lot of riff tracks, Mystery Science Theater, Cinematic Titanic, was the film crew. I still like for the Wild Women of Wongo that popped up in the film crew stuff. But you do puppetry, as we mentioned.
Yes.
You brought two
Yeah.
with you.
We need to introduce him.
If you could hand
Yeah.
those over to him. They're very fragile. They came all the way from Detroit to visit.
Yes. So
Who is this?
this is Corny,
Corny.
and Jonathan, he built these puppets for me. He showed me some sketches and stuff, and
There we go.
oh,
There he is.
okay.
We still haven't figured that out. We've been doing this for months. We never know the cameras.
So
That's dynamite work, though.
Yeah, I mean-
Just for...
he showed me some sketches and everything, and I was like, yeah, it looks great. And 2 weeks later, done.
That was it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing
Um,
work.
Now, of course,
I-
each of these puppet characters have their own personality and angle for the show, correct?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Okay.
they're my sidekicks.
And what's
Instead
Corny's?
of Tom Servo and Crow, I've got
Right. You got Corny and Reilly.
Corny and Reilly.
Corny's persona or temperamental, is he... How's his... What's his character?
Is he the snarky one?
Is he the snarky one,
he's
right?
a little bit snarkier, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, basically, whenever we were writing riffs and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
we decided everything that is like the most offensive should come out of Corny's mouth.
Okay.
Because
Sure.
it's really funny the idea to have a talking box of popcorn
That
saying the
everybody
most
loves.
of fun. Well, everyone loves
Everybody
because
loves
he's got a
popcorn.
funny voice,
Sure.
and
Funny voice puppets can get away with saying
Yes.
things
That-
no
that's
one else
true.
can.
Yes, yes.
That is
yeah.
a fact, actually.
that was what
yeah.
we discovered was that Corny quickly became a fan favorite because
He was the worst.
his jokes were kind of the most like edgy,
Okay.
but it came out of a talking box with popcorn, so
Right.
it became it was
Is there usually
funnier that
popcorn
way.
in his head?
Yes, there's
As
usually
you got-
popcorn in
okay.
his head.
Nice. I
And
saw one
so-
where he threw up popcorn at.
Yeah, he was throwing up. He throws up popcorn. He dumps popcorn out of his head, and when he speaks, the popcorn falls.
Right,
So
yeah. While
in the
he's-
silhouettes, when we're watching the movies, you can see popcorn falling.
That's
out.
cool.
Cascading
I like that.
pop.
And
Yeah.
that's what one of the things I always loved about Mystery Science Theater is when
Okay.
just the little elements that would, like, while they're in theater, of their silhouettes. I mean, obviously now they've taken it to different levels on the newer Mystery Science
Yeah,
Theater,
now they
but-
can fly and stuff.
and move, and they're more
Yeah.
more full puppets. But
I haven't-
I
we
love
haven't
these
figured that
classic-
out yet.
I love these classic styles, though. This one is really
Yes, this is
Really?
really my
Really
other friend, Andrew Barber. He voice is Really, and basically he's just one of those grabbers for the elderly.
My mom's got one. Yeah.
And
not that she's elderly. She's
not that
young
you
and
should grab the
beautiful.
elderly.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
well, you know,
Yeah.
Grab the elderly.
but you know, it's just one of these contraptions.
That's brilliant. It's so simple.
Yeah,
And that makes for such a film critic puppet.
yeah. So then the reason he's draped in green is so that when we film in front of the green screen and
Right.
you know key everything out,
Only as that shows.
that disappears.
Nice.
So
Nice.
he literally just looks like
We're
a floating,
talking about a green screen.
you know, film reel.
I don't know what
Yeah.
we do with it.
The glue
Honestly,
was kind
we
of
would have so
falling
much
apart
trouble
a
if we
little
had
bit,
green
but
screen. It'd be
you know.
ridiculous. I don't think we get any show done. It'd just be random shit on a green
Well,
screen.
unfortunately, the background would be far more interesting than us.
We'd just be like running away from
yeah.
the boulder in Indiana Jones, like, oh god, guys, what do we want to talk about today?
Green screen's a lot
We
of
got
fun.
an hour more of it.
Tro Masterpiece Theater can be purchased.
Well,
through-
it's on eBay.
It's on eBay?
I've sold about 200 copies so far.
Nice.
I go to
That's good.
conventions. The Troma booth lets me hang out, and
Nice. That's
you know,
awesome.
I can sell DVDs, and you know, because I know all the movies on the table, I can sell them to people.
And we can
So-
go, and you can go to
Horror
find you through the
Hounds.
Horror Hound. Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a Horror Hound in 2 weeks that I'll be attending with the Troma team.
Nice.
Cincy, right?
Yes,
Cincy.
yes.
It's like, that's a good show.
Yes, it is.
Cincinnati
That's-
one? Is it?
Phenomenal
I
show.
gotta get
My
out
favorite
more.
horror hound.
Kids, life, job. I don't get out. I have to live my life vicariously through all my guests and you people. This is what I have going on right now.
What do you mean by you people?
You people. You know what I mean by you people. With lives. Now my train's derailed. Make sure, you guys got to check out this Tro Masterpiece. If you are any fans of bad cinema, Troma, Mystery Science Theater, riffing, good comedy, I'm a full supporter.
Thank you.
And I told you this many times online. I mean, even without us even meeting, I love people who are creative and passionate about things, and that's honestly why we do this show, so we can see, you know. And he's wearing his little his smoking
The
jacket
smoking
that he
jacket.
does in the show.
I've worn it in every episode of movies to watch on
That's
a
your
rainy
character.
afternoon.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
That's
You-
why
you're Hefnering it up for us.
It was
like
supposed to
crap
be,
all the
yeah,
time.
just as, you know, satirizing the, you know, sophisticated gentleman that sits near a fireplace and drinking
Right.
scotch or
Yeah,
something.
like with a pipe.
Yeah, I have a pie. I didn't bring
At one
that,
point.
but you know,
Yeah, you got the nice fine scotch, and you're just like, today.
and it's just riffing on
That's great.
garbage films.
I love garbage films. In our second half, we're going to talk about garbage films. We're going to do an intermission. And you told me you like some Weird Al and Frank Zappa
Yes,
and Alice
yeah.
Cooper, and of course, his immense love for Alice
That's
Cooper.
a
So
fact.
we're going to make sure and play some during intermission.
Sounds good.
Because it's stuff that we like too. And stuff that's relatable to the topic today of B movies. We like to incorporate things, or else
Ties
this
in.
show is just completely pointless. But first, we need to thank sponsors, not sponsors. Puck Cider, the delicious and wonderful Puck Cider. We'll show you some. I'm going to open one. I'm thirsty. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite cider, made here in Michigan, straight out of Conklin. I've known these guys for years, and it's wonderful stuff. You can get it all over Michigan. They're working on the Detroit area now, but look them up online, Puck Cider. It's delicious, delectable. I'll vouch for it. My word is like gold. It's not. It's not. My word means something. I'm not gonna get into this argument.
Fool's
right now.
gold.
Go out and buy Puck Cider. Actually, we got a commercial for it, so we'll play that commercial in Tardy's on the corner of Eastern and Burton, right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Tardy's Collector's Corner with a wonderful Gavin and Deanna. Love them to death. They help supply me with comic books and things I love.
That's love.
And hugs. So they're cuddly. Loves and hugs. I can't. Comics and hugs are two of my favorite things in the world. So thanks to Tardy's. Thanks to Pucks. We'll hit the commercial. Come right back. We'll have fun with Addison. Yeah.
At Schaefer Orchards, our hard cider is so good, it pours itself. Don't believe me? Oh, I got you. Puck cider.
can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. My TV makes me so bored, makes me say, oh my lord, what is this garbage here? Wanna cover my eyes and plug my ears, it sucks. And that's no lie, it's about as much fun as watching paint dry. Lowers my IQ one notch, and that's the reason why, I can't watch. I told you, homeboy, I can't watch this. Yeah, nothing but trash, and you know, I can't watch this. Poke out my eyes, man, I can't watch this. Yo, give me that remote control. I can't watch this. Talking about 6 shows of America's funniest home videos. I can't believe my eyes when I see the kind of stuff that wins first prize. Somebody's poor old mom falls down off the roof, lands right on the lawn, face first. On a rake, I hear they got it on the 17th take. That's funny. That's a kick in the crotch. And that kind of show, I can't watch. Yo, I told you, I can't watch this. Change the channel now, man. I can't watch this. Yo, pass the TV guide here, sucker. I can't watch this. Cosby Show and Roseanne think I've taken about as much as I can. Judge Wapner, oh my, you gotta be Rain Man like this guy. Fit or something. It's alright if you like hearing yuppies whining all night. Can't stand Twin Peaks. Wish they'd lynch those donut-eating freaks. Those Siskel and Ebert bums ought to go home and just sit on their thumbs. That's word because you know I can't watch this. I can't watch this. Break it down.
Here's how to avoid money back guarantee. Removes tough stains fast.
It tastes more like fresh peanuts.
They keep going and going.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Could be dandruff. Our prices are insane.
Stop. Prime time. I'm pretty sure I'll be sick if I have to watch another stupid pet trick of that guy with a real flat head that goes woof 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 with his fist in the air. Those weird talk shows about transsexual Nazi Eskimos. They're rude, crude, and vile. Just for a minute, let's flip down the dial. Flip, flip, flip. Ugh, I can't watch this. Look, man, I can't watch this. I can't take this torture no more. I can't watch this. Pay the bills, station break. Break it down.
Operators are standing by. Cubic zirconium necklace. And our fabulous swimsuit issue.
When you've got a headache this big,
Read the book.
this is your brain on drugs.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Stop. Cable time. HBO and Playboy, Showtime and MTV. I might like them more after my lobotomy. Now why did I ever pay for this junk? I hooked up 80 channels and each one stunk. Just brainless blood and guts and mindless DNA. It's awful, it's putrid, it's crummy, it's stupid. Gonna throw my set away. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. Yeah, I can't watch this. I told you, I can't watch this. Too hip, can't watch this. Get me out of here, can't watch this.
Please clean your plate, dear. The Lord above can see you. Don't you know people are starving in Korea? Alcohol and razor blades and poison and needles. Kindergarten people, they use them, they need them. The overindulgent machines were their children. There wasn't a way down on earth here to cool them. 'Cause they look just like humans at Chris Gaze or Woolworth. But decadent brains were at work to destroy. Rats in battalions were ruling the street scene. Generation landslide closed the gap between them. And I laughed to myself at the men and the ladies who never conceived of us billion-dollar babies. La da 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 da. certificate papers. Dad gets his allowance from his sonny the dealer, who's pubic to the world but involved in high finance. Sister's out till 5 doing banker's son's hours, but she owns a Maserati that's a gift from his father. Stop at full speed at 100 miles per hour. The coke ain't invisible, she'll finally got her. But I laugh to myself at the man and ladies who never conceived us billion-dollar babies. La da 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 da.
back. I love that song so much. Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Dead. Mainly just to mess with my production staff because it stops so many times. They're like, oh, we're going. No, we're not. No, we're not. Song's not over. Calm down. I'm enjoying a delicious puck cider while we were waiting. You can get yours today at any stores around the Michigan area, and it's made here locally by the Schaefer Cider Company. So get yours. It's delicious. So thanks to them, sponsor, non-sponsor, us. Share, subscribe, all over the place. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' friends. Tell your friends to tell their friends, and et cetera, et cetera. You know how it works. They tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends. We're talking about bad movies today, and we're going to continue to do so with our good friend Addison, who's come a long way, all the way from the east side of the state. Not too bad of a drive today, actually.
No.
I mean, it did snow last night, I think. It's Michigan. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it snowed somewhere. But not too bad, right?
No, it was like a 2.5 hour drive. No big deal.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you had a nice, relaxing time. We're gonna, I don't know, not really play a game or test our knowledge, but we're gonna throw up a bunch of B-rate movies because you, as we've discussed in the first segment, are very affiliated with B-rate movies and Lloyd Kaufman and Troma.
Yep.
Uncle Lloyd, as he's known to
Uncle
everyone.
Lloyd.
I need him to adopt me soon. Let me see that newspaper here real quick.
Have you ever met Lloyd?
I have never met Lloyd.
Really?
Not personally, and I would love to. My only heroes.
Yeah, you got to make it out to a convention.
I think he'd be great.
I
have
he's
ideas.
He's the most accessible person, though. You can just walk right
and,
up and say
and
hi.
that's what I've honestly
You
heard.
can tweet him too. I mean,
I'm
he'll
probably going to do
he'll
this as
respond.
well. No, him and I are going to be best friends. We're going to get an apartment, that like 2-seater bicycle. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. You, my friend, if you guys could get this, he made it into a newspaper, a local one, about your masterpiece.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. A picture with you and Lloyd.
That was from the first day I ever met Lloyd Kaufman.
And the head of Toxie.
Yep.
That's a good picture, though. And he's always got that. He's always
I
got
was,
that smile.
I was with Jonathan that day,
And
and
you're for Jonathan,
that
yeah.
was when I had to work up the courage to ask Lloyd Kaufman if I could do Masterpiece Theater.
That's
and
awesome.
He told me to do The Battle of Love's Return, which was his first movie that he ever made, and even he is embarrassed by it.
It happens from time to time. Well, that's great, man. You made it a newspaper. That's celebrity status.
I was pretty excited.
I was on radio for 12 years. I'm now in a basement broadcasting like a pirate. It's terrible. This is what happens. This is my 15 minutes. That was it. Now it's this. But you are going to have continued success, I think. Especially, I'm looking forward to Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Like we talked off the air, your Kickstarter overnight.
I didn't expect that to happen,
man. And that's great. So you're on your way.
Well, yeah, I mean, with that Kickstarter, it's easily funded at least 2 or 3 episodes.
Sure.
The riffs for Poultrygeist, they've already been written for a year.
Oh, nice.
So
Just been sitting on
I'm
it.
already sitting on
Right.
a finished script.
You got a few maybe that you're like, I could maybe tweak this one or two.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe
You
on
know,
the fly.
it's just
Something.
that because last summer we were gonna do it, but I just didn't have the funds for it, and so it wasn't until this week where I decided like I'm tired of putting it off. You know, and I've got rent to pay. I'm never gonna be able to fund this thing.
And that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
You know, you got to keep up. You got to keep up your life. Besides doing something that you're passionate about too.
Yeah, I never thought it would be made, but so finally I got
There
the
it
money
is.
for it.
That's awesome, man. I'm
Now,
so
when you're
looking forward to
writing riffs, you try and stay away from topical, so it has a longer shelf life.
Not
Or
necessarily.
do you just go for anything that's good?
Well, anything that's funny that makes me laugh, I figure it's going in the script.
Sure.
Because we wrote riffs in the summer of 2016 for the Battle of Love's Return, and at the time, like we wrote like Donald Trump riffs.
Sure.
This was summer of 2016,
Okay.
before he was even
Right.
elected.
Right,
He was
right.
running, but he wasn't elected, and
Right.
so we were making jokes about him, and so like they're in the finished show.
Yeah, and now it's more topical than
And now it's more topical.
Right. Well, that's great.
Trend setting.
Yeah.
So let's get into this then. We have picked out a few. The production staff and myself, and I think Roger contributed a few.
I'm excited to see what you've picked.
Some
Oh, yeah.
favorites.
Favorites.
I'd say some favorites. There's a few. Like I said, I appreciate these movies still. The first one we have is something called Blood Freak. Only the blood of drug addicts can satisfy its thirst.
I love this movie.
It looks like a giant eagle.
It's a big
Kind
turkey.
Yeah.
He's a big turkey.
It's the precursor. It's like the pre-Poltergeist.
Yeah,
If it was
it
part of
kinda
the, if it was like a Lucasfilm.
Kind of a
trilogy,
half-assed Poultrygeist.
A prequel, if you will. It's devastating. It's got a weird monster. It's your typical
And it's a bad rubber mask monster. It's
Paper
really
mache
bad.
head.
Yep.
science gone wrong or alien from another planet. Those were your two
But-
go-tos in sci-fi. I mean, that was literally it.
The redeeming factor in that movie, though, the circular saw kill is easily one of my favorites in that.
You know that the guy who is in that kill scene too. He was actually an amputee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
so-
makes it so much easier to do the makeup.
Exactly.
And the prosthetics
All they
and
did
everything.
was slap on some gore on his
Yep.
on his stump.
Yep, and he's just like, oh, yeah, fantastic.
Great
So,
movie.
and mind you, if you get a chance to go out and watch any of these, go watch these. Okay, we are encouraging.
This
you.
I think Blood Freak is on YouTube for free. In its
Yeah,
entirety.
and we're not talking about B movies in a disparaging manner by any means. I mean,
entertainment value.
There's love.
It is entertainment
It's
value.
love.
We love these movies. All right.
Oh, Birdemic.
Birdemic Shock and Terror was made by a software guy named
Yeah.
James Nguyen, who did a few other ones. Julian Jack.
I've seen that one
Replica.
through Netflix.
Replica, I think, was before
Not
Birdemic.
Netflix. Rift Tracks.
Birdemic is so laughable.
Oh.
I mean, the guys from Rift Tracks have done a version with riffing it, and it is just, it's devastating just from the way they try to, like, they're trying to walk and they're trying to act, and you can see that they're trying.
They've
and you're
got
like,
riffs in there about have these people ever like walked before?
well, yeah, they're like, I'm walking like a human person. It's like, oh my god, and it's
like, people if they freeze
the
up as soon as you
dialogue
put a
and
camera on
everything.
them.
It has to do with like an office. This guy gives $1 million discount and then cuts that in half. It's like, then you didn't really save us any. You didn't save us
I
any money
saw
at all.
Birdemic even before like
Any
Rift
riffing or
Tracks.
anything, yeah. Yeah.
I bought that just randomly.
Did you watch the sequel?
I've not seen the sequel. No.
There's a
Well,
sequel.
I know there is.
Equally as bad.
Well, any movie that they pick, you know, you would pick the best stuff to put in your trailer.
Sure.
And it's like
sure.
a 3-minute trailer on Birdemic, and it's not the best stuff.
They have they have coat hangers. And they're
Well,
fighting these.
that's part
not
of the
even
best stuff.
They're not
I'd say
even
that's my
CG
greatest hits
They're
moment
not
of
even
the film.
CGI birds. They're just
And
like
the birds are so
birds
bad.
can hover apparently, and
They're
they're just
moving
like
GIF files.
they're doing this with coat hangers, and they're just putting these fake ass birds in there after. It's devastating. If you can watch it Rift, it's hilarious because they point out a lot of the flaws and things that
It's
make
hard
you
to watch Unrift.
dissect it
but
as a movie. Unrift, it is painful.
I'd still recommend doing that.
Oh, I hear a mountain lion. I better get back to my home. You better get back to your car. It's crazy. It's a thrill ride. The next one has also been riffed numerous times. I mean, I tried to stay away from some that have been either Rift Tracks or Mystery Science Theater, but it's hard to do.
I mean, this one's kind of famous.
This is now thanks to James Franco.
Yeah,
and,
a movie that's so bad they made a movie about the movie.
It's called The Room. If you have not seen any of Tommy Wiseau's acting, he has a podcast show thing where he plays video games or something.
Tommy Wiseau.
Wiseau show. It's bad. His acting's bad. He wrote, directed, starred, produced.
Funded.
Everything about this. If you haven't seen, I can't think of the one that Franco did.
Disaster Artist.
Disaster Artist, which is it's about spot on.
Yeah.
It is spot on, and they actually like do scene for scene at the credits and everything like that. It's really cool the way they did it, and it's become a
You
cult
feel
sensation.
kind of sorry for them to have to study it.
Right, you don't have to
match it.
study that hard. Believe me, you just kind of show up and act like this. Okay.
Have you ever seen his Hulu show Neighbors?
No, somebody told me that's good.
No, God.
Oh. Somebody lied to me.
If you
Okay.
think that The Room is bad,
Yeah.
it's even worse. It's
The Room with
like
a different cast.
he forgot how to make something.
That's typically how it goes with him, I think. Now
Like
he's working
he
on
made a
one.
movie, forgot how he did it, and then made a show for Hulu
He's
with like
working
$5.
on one called The Big Shark.
Yeah.
He's doing a shark movie. I'm excited about it. I watched that Best Friends that he just did with Greg Sestero too.
I haven't seen that.
It wasn't good.
No,
It's
I
it
wouldn't
didn't make a lot
imagine.
of sense. My wife fell asleep and it was just bad. Next one, you liked.
I like Manos, the Hands
I
of Fate.
kind of do. It's Manos, the Hand of Fate, and we are friends with Jackie Ray Newman, who is the little girl
Yep.
on Manos, Hands of Fate.
I got her to sign my Blu-ray.
Which is very cool. I've watched it numerous times. A lot of Rift Tracks people and Mystery Science Theater people have done it.
It's kind of
dubbed as
it's
one of
been
the worst
done over and
movies.
over and over again,
It's
but
not good.
it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
It is funny.
Unlike
but-
you guys,
Yeah.
I can't watch it unriffed. I have a hard time watching it unriffed.
It's tough.
And honestly, the way
It's-
we live our lives now with watching it every night, Mystery Science Theater and the Rift Tracks, I'm really spoiling myself to some movies. I mean, I'm making my jokes for all kinds of movies nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's my life. I riff everything. Things my kids are doing. It doesn't make a difference. It happens. But these, they give you so much comedy. And I know it's not trying to be comedy, it's trying to be scary or whatever, but
like
let's be
Manos
honest, it's
is
not.
just because of the
Right.
fact that it's written and directed and produced and starring a fertilizer salesman who had no idea what he was doing.
Well, no, he did because he gave us a lot of shit on that screen.
Yeah, he fertilized the hell out of that.
Yes, he did.
All right, next is Troll 2.
Another infamous bad movie.
infinitely bad movie from the creatures themselves, the trolls,
which
who aren't trolls.
who aren't trolls.
Yeah.
They're goblins because they're in the town of Nilbog. So that's a great chunk of writing. Nobody got lazy on that one. You know what? Let's just spell goblin backwards. All right. No, don't do that. I mean, it's something about green food and slimes, and it turns people into goblins.
Something
and
about
nobody
bad
ever leaves.
acting and
peeing on food.
The kid peed on some food in some
highlight of the
in
film.
some weird dream state. It's surreal.
Yeah, and
It
you
is
can
so
kill the
surreal.
trolls or goblins or whatever the hell they are with meat.
With meat.
Yeah.
They're all vegetarians apparently.
and
Bunch of
again,
vegans.
I love the fact that there's a movie about that movie, the documentary
Best
Best
Worst.
Worst Movie,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is so fun to watch, and it's
And
so
and
rewarding.
like
Better
I
than the
mentioned,
movie.
Yeah,
I
much.
watched the one Doomed about the '94 Fantastic Four, which Lloyd Kaufman was very respectful towards Stan because they used to be roommates, as you mentioned, things like that. But the documentaries are so much better than those movies were, and they're so and it makes me want to rewatch them.
I've never seen that Fantastic Four from the 90s. I'd always wanted to.
I honestly feel it's the best adaptation from comic books to film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I own a
high
copy of
praise.
it,
Crazy.
and it's really good.
However, it's a terrible
fun.
movie. The
Yeah, it
CGI is Lawnmower Man bad. I mean, it's got a lot of things against it, but it's got a lot of things for it. But after watching the documentary, you
see
appreciate
what they were
so
working
much
with.
more and how much they had to deal with or weren't allowed to deal with and didn't know, and then they made a movie for no one.
But what a
For
great
nobody.
What a great Doctor Doom, though. Oh my god.
Dr. Doom was he even goes in that documentary and says he's like, I would go back and record every single line.
Yeah, that
He's
guy
like,
is
he's
sweet.
like, the audio's bad.
Yeah,
He's
because
like,
they didn't
call me.
ADR that at
He's like,
all.
call me, I'll come back and redub the
Yeah.
whole thing for nostalgia purposes even. And honestly, that's what I mean. I'm a
Yeah.
comic book guy, Marvel and stuff, so I think it's
That he definitely needs
My
ADR
wife
on that.
Very loyal.
my wife hates it. She hates the Fantastic Four.
Well, there's not a very good track record with film, so I don't blame
Not
her.
with film. Well, even the comic book, she just doesn't. She's not.
Yeah.
Like I can't even explain it to her.
I always like the Thing. He's cool.
I thought so. I tried to explain it. Not
No.
happening. Nope. She's a lot tougher than I am. The Cyclops. You just watched recently.
Burt I. Gordon.
Burt I. Gordon.
I have
is another
not
name.
seen Cyclops, but I'm familiar with Bird Eye Gordon.
Bird Eye
along
Gordon's work.
along the same lines as an earlier take on War of the Colossal Beasts.
Yes.
Giant monsters, but
Yep.
they hadn't quite got the effects down.
No.
I see an iguana, or is that?
Oh, there isn't a
It's a
giant.
giant-
There is a
giant
giant
iguana.
iguana.
Is it supposed
You
to be
gotta
like a
have those.
dinosaur, like how it used to
Well,
do?
they're in a valley that has radioactive poisoning, so everything got
Sweet.
big.
Okay.
Lower than low budget Harryhausen effects.
Or we're
And
talking
then-
like Village of the Giants here
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, that's such a great bad movie.
I
That
love
is a
it.
great bad
It's one of my
movie, too.
favorite Mystery Science Theater episodes.
Well, it's like on Alien, the end of Alien Factory. You watch Alien Factory,
Oh, yeah.
Cinematic Titanic
Yep.
one. But anyways, the alien end of that, anyways, is like that see-through lizard alien creature. But the guy's like, oh, he's like, oh, he's fighting it. Oh, he's so overly dramatic, and he just looks like this fat Canadian guy.
And that's what you get with Cyclops.
And that's what you
And
get
on
with
top of that,
Cyclops,
you
very
get
similar.
Lon Chaney Jr., who would say no to nothing.
Yep.
Oh wow!
It was at the time he
obvious
took any
choices
role.
that he started.
The
Yeah.
tail, the
Any
tail
role.
end of his career.
Yeah, that-
The ugly side of like Dracula versus Frankenstein, and
Yep.
yeah.
Next one's a big one for me. A lot of people are like, oh, Uma Thurman looked great in that suit. No. You can go F yourself. It's Batman and Robin. It is one of the worst incarnations. It gave you bat nipples and
It
rubber
gave-
buttocks, Schwarzenegger's
Schwarzenegger
terrible
with
puns.
bad
and
puns.
Half of them weren't even ice related. Get out of here. How are you even going to try? There's so many things about this. Alicia Silverstone's
couldn't-
Alfred's niece.
She couldn't
Yeah.
act her way out of a paper bag in this
Oh
film.
my god. It's so wrong on
And
so many levels.
Can I just put out, Bane is a big rubber suit.
Oh,
It's so bad.
Yeah, that's a.
Chris
I don't know
O'Donnell, he was
whose
like the
idea
Luke
that was
Skywalker.
to what they did with
Yeah.
Bane.
No.
And then
No.
he's
well, okay.
Poison Ivy's
The
chauffeur.
concept was okay as far as Bane went with the venom and stuff.
He was wasted.
Right, but they didn't do that in like The Dark Knight with the Bane. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? He didn't have the cool trigger thing where it just get bigger. They tried to, I mean, in their defense, attempt that, which would have been great. Chris O'Donnell was like a whiny Luke Skywalker character, you know, and just, I'm Mr. Tough Guy. And Clooney, I think, made a good Bruce Wayne, to be honest with you. I will stand by that statement. And one thing in his defense. One thing. And then the soundtrack, don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, well,
Oh. And that was around the time that they were doing better soundtracks. You know what I mean?
Well, I think wasn't that movie just rushed?
It was.
Oh, yeah, it was
You know,
rushed.
they just didn't
Oh,
give
yeah.
a crap. It was mainly
Oh,
about
no.
selling toys.
yeah.
in every toy.
Actually, they had
and the action figures. There was like an Arctic one, and one had a bazooka.
They based the vehicles and a lot of the things in the movie on the toys that were already in production
Yeah.
for the movie.
Yeah, so that was
that Batmobile is actually designed after the toy that was already made.
That makes sense.
That explains a whole lot too. Okay, next one is it is Riff Tracks, but it's terrible. Santa.
This is
and
one
the
of
Ice
those
Cream
movies
Bunny.
where the hell did this come from?
Yeah,
Who
some guy
said yes?
Who
said yes?
Nope.
Yeah.
Who allowed the children to be in this movie? That's what worries me the most. Basic plot: Santa Claus gets stuck on a beach. His reindeer abandoned him.
As he does every Christmas
As he
Eve.
does every Christmas Eve, and he's stuck on this beach, just sitting in a sleigh, sweating his face off.
Struggling for a very long time.
Didn't struggle very hard. Mainly
Not
sat in the
hard
sleigh. Random children come about. Santa's stuck. Let's go help him with various animals. Farm animals, a camel, there's a donkey. Whatever they can think to hook up to this sleigh.
Very Christmas themed.
Not even.
No.
Not even
One
close.
of the producers owned a petting zoo. That's really all
Right,
they got,
and a
yeah.
daycare, apparently. So eventually, the Ice Cream Bunny shows up. Don't know what the
Because
Ice Cream Bunny has to do
The
with
classic
anything.
character
That's a thing.
from childhood, Ice
From-
Cream Bunny.
From ancient lore, bards sang songs about the Ice Cream Bunny, which is terrifying.
He just has that very
There's
gasping
songs.
laugh.
Well, there's two versions. There's one that has Thumbelina movie wedged in the middle.
Right.
From like, this is 60s, maybe 60s, early 70s, late 60s. And then the other one has a Jack and the Beanstalk, but these are all just like theater actors from like local towns that are just doing this, and it is the worst.
The costumes are horrifying.
It's whatever you can throw together out of this closet. Help yourselves. Get this done. You got 30 minutes to use this park.
Get the camels out of here.
Get the camels the fuck out of here. We don't have a permit for this. You don't have a permit for this. Next is, I do like this one. It's so bizarre.
This is something I could
And I can
not
remember
watch
every
on
part of
Rift.
it.
There's
I have never
Fun
seen this.
in Balloon
There's no
Land.
way I could do this on Rift.
I've never seen this one.
Plot summary. A
Are
child.
you going to try to attempt to
A
describe the
child
plot?
falls asleep, winds up in this dreamland where he's in a warehouse full of Milo, giant balloon people and creatures and things. And he goes through nightmarish room by room of all these balloon creatures. And then it's a parade.
It's stock footage
of a parade.
For
And
like
a lady
40
narrates
minutes. It's insufferable.
And the lady's drunk. Maybe it's disconcerting. Everything's gay.
I happened to watch that
It's
movie.
Philadelphia.
It was like the day after Thanksgiving, and I was
When you're supposed to watch it.
Yeah, I was just, it was perfect timing. Stuffing my face with leftover turkey and
Right.
just watching fun in Balloon Land.
And then you saw the marrying turkey. You're like, nope, I can't eat. I'm done with this food now.
This movie.
Thank you very much.
But I was the riff tracks though.
It's
was
so
hysterical.
weird. Imagine being this lady's kids.
This is what Mommy did.
This is what Mommy did.
She narrated
You're showing
a
it to your
parade.
grandkids, and it's going circulating through your family. Get out of
That's another one where it's like, how the hell did riff tracks find this?
here. Somebody's like, here, have this.
They found it in a
It was
box
my
somewhere.
aunt's.
you
Yeah, it was
know?
like in an attic.
Yeah.
Trunk of a car. This one's more current, I guess.
I've never seen this one either.
Never needed to be done. The Mask of Loki finds a new victim, son of the mask. Jamie Kennedy possesses his child with a mask.
A complete waste of the talented Alan Cummings.
True, but the fact that it's Jamie Kennedy already
As
in
the
the title,
lead role.
Yeah.
it's already written off for me.
The only thing that would make it worse if Tom Green were in it.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't want to keep that in my face. There's a lot of bad things about this. They tried to do the mask with another cute dog and a baby, and a lot of terrible CGI, and just they tried to cartoon it out, and it's poor. What else we got? There's nothing else I can really say about it. It's just awful.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, I guess this is Scientology, the sequel. Battlefield Earth. Prepare for battle. Okay, I'm not using a coaster. Jesus. Battlefield Earth. Prepare for battle. It speaks for itself.
This is one actually that's eluded me as well.
John Travolta
Really?
overacts.
This is a worth watching for its badness.
It really is, and I think
contemplated it, but I
Elron
just-
tries to hide some form of
seems like it's
messages in
not for
everything.
me.
Well, L. Ron Hubbard is a
He's
failed-
always got
failed
some
science
kind of
fiction
weird-
author who started a religion, and it shows.
Right,
It's
he's
so
like,
bad.
okay, I didn't make it as a science fiction author. I created a fake religion about aliens, so I'm going to try and make another movie with some of the people who were part of my fake-o religion.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's already a market for failure.
I
and
mean,
it's
Barry
bad.
Pepper's finest work.
Barry Pepper's finest work? Stop it. Oh, yeah, we talked about this one earlier. Satan Has Jaws. The Shark Exorcist.
Best part is this poster.
The best part is this
Which
poster.
does not happen in the film.
None of it.
Absolutely.
Not a single bit of it.
As are the best posters.
Looks like he's blasting out of lava.
There's no lava.
That shark looked better.
There's barely any shark.
CGI
even,
shark.
you know.
But he only does the same 4 things every shot of him.
It's
you don't know.
the recycled same shot of CGI shark underwater.
Yeah, I think maybe he swims backwards at some point in time. Which
Well, the
that's
best
not
part
allowed
is
in any
when
shark
you
movie.
know
Yeah, you
the
can't
people
do
are
that.
swimming in like waist high water,
and you can see, yeah.
And then when it cuts to the shark, it's submerged.
so deep.
It's so deep in the water. And
But you never see anyone
these
get
shots, they'll swim
Nobody
off
gets
screen,
eaten. Right.
and then the person's reacting.
Where'd
in
the
the
crazy
water.
nun come from? Who worships the devil?
Yeah.
What? She just comes out of nowhere. Twice. They try to do like a callback to her.
It's
at that
it's
point, nobody
bookended
cared.
by something that doesn't really matter.
Right. No, everybody's given up at that point. Zardos.
Oh.
Zardos.
Classic for the costumes alone.
One of the finest costumes I've ever worn.
I've never seen this one either.
You know what kind of costume I like? Skimpy.
I've seen the images.
Can I get you into a red Speedo, my friend?
Everyone's seen the
Yes.
image of Sean Connery.
Yeah.
With a ponytail and a red Speedo.
Yeah, he looks
Yes.
like, what was the guy who wore the green?
Oh, Borat.
Borat. He had the
Yeah.
It was early versions of the Borat costume.
Yeah, his got skimpier.
It was a weird sci-fi. We had some weird we had some weird details about that.
The Wizard of Oz factors into it.
Right.
Floating heads of technology.
Floating heads of
Yeah.
technology. There's a lot of elements to it that just make it so bizarre. And what was it, 70s?
Yeah.
Early 70s?
Early 70s.
And he was already a Bond. After
It
he was
was-
already
it was
Bond.
post-Bond.
He would've been-
Post-Bond. Right.
He
It's like,
posted Bond.
Well, he had a post Bond.
Right, I don't know if he did. He's still stuck in that prison of fame. This one comes in a 3-pack.
You can't.
No, a 4-pack.
We should
I'm
count
sorry.
this as 4.
No,
yes.
it is a 4-pack because both of them are on
Yeah,
there.
it's 4 Fantastic Four movies.
4 fours. Fan Four Stick, which is the most recent.
Which is
the
probably
collection
worst
of the
Bond.
two, which were okay. They gave us a cool Silver Surfer.
It did.
Doug Jones.
That's kind
Doug
of a
Jones
thing
Silver
that would
Surfer.
have come out of either one of those movies.
However, I still think the finest adaptation is the original 1994 Fantastic Four.
The costumes
96.
were right.
It was
The
Roger
thing looked like
Corman.
the thing.
Nobody made any money except for Corman and the studios. Marvel got some rights back, which they lost again shortly after.
It just
Deals
kind of
with
seems like
Fox.
maybe these films, like the Fantastic Four, it just isn't meant to be.
It's cursed.
If they
It
did
is
get
cursed.
Doctor Doom right in the Thing, really, I mean that would
Just give them their own movie.
And then there was a
Right.
Then there was the whole
Thing
subplot.
versus Doom.
The
That's all
Thing
we
2
need.
in ones. Remember
Yeah.
the
Two and
team-ups?
ones are the best.
Yeah.
Then there's the whole subplot of the Mole Man, which doesn't
Which
go
never
anywhere
comes to
or show
fruition,
up.
ever, anytime. This one
I
is
think this poster sums up what this movie is. Just
the final sacrifice.
nothing.
It's about
Well,
a
what
lost
is
city,
that?
a cult of unholy warriors, and a boy's quest for the secret
just
of his
some
father's
junky
death.
trucks.
It is a Canadian mess that's filmed partially in a junkyard. There's this
Is that Rousdower down there?
I think that's supposed to be Rousdower, who is the star
When you get this,
in
when you
his
get the sets cheap.
in his denim tuxedo or his Canadian tuxedo through the whole thing. He's supposed to be this uber badass. He's got a weird mullet. He's way overweight with a jean jacket, and he carries around a shotgun to fight some cult. With
It's-
some teen kid going, Rousdower, just
You know,
chasing him around the
you
whole
can
time.
always tell a movie's going to be bad when clearly they had the sets. I got this
Yeah.
junkyard. Let's write a movie around that.
Yes.
around the scene.
Instead of the
Right.
other way around.
The junkyard is the
Let's
main
write a
character.
story. No, let's
Right.
write a story about the set we
Hey,
have.
tell
I
me
think
about-
story is
tell me
good.
about
You're
that
using that
68
Very
loosely.
loose, very loose adaptation.
Tell me
Yeah.
about that
Sorry.
68 Chevy Nova you got back there. That'd make a much more fascinating story than whatever shit you turned out right now.
He would have been a better sidekick.
Right.
Yep.
What else do we have? The Last Shark.
I've riffed this for
Italian
movies to watch
Jaws.
on a rainy afternoon.
My wife loves this movie.
It's actually not that bad.
It's half not that bad.
It's
The Italian
watchable.
Quint, which
It's
we actually
watchable.
saw him recently.
It's watchable.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Italian Quint. We saw him in something else where he was being a big jerk.
I've seen him too.
Where they were chasing down some monster or something.
Yes.
Local town, small town, something. I
Oh,
can't
man,
remember.
I wish I
can't
could remember.
Yeah, her and I just watched it a couple weeks ago. We're like, oh yeah, Italian Quint.
Yep.
If you find a roller on the floor, it's mine. This is
The best is that this movie, you know, it was released theatrically in the United States. It's an Italian film
It's
released
like
in the United
a
States, but it's
Son
called
of Jaws.
Well, it's
Or-
called Great White.
Yeah, Great
Yeah,
White.
Great White.
And
Right.
Spielberg happened I think, to like pass a theater and checked it out and realized that it was a complete ripoff of Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
And had that film ejected immediately.
Yeah, let's get that thing pulled from the country.
Yeah.
Well,
altogether.
it was at that mid to early 70s where the Italian cinema was all about alternate versions of popular
Rip-offs.
films.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We had Zombie. We had
the scene where
Great
the
White,
shark comes
you know.
up on the surfboard guy and it just explodes.
Yeah.
Sharks make things explode. Apparently, I mean, but
Like,
it is almost a shot for
He
shot.
was
I mean,
cruising along, and then he hits a landmine.
yeah,
and
you got a
explodes.
mayor who doesn't want to shut down the
beach.
windsurfing regatta,
Oh, yep.
and he's got like weird shit on his jacket as the mayor would in a small town that has a regatta. It's the same basic formula as Jaws, but it's worth checking
some
out.
crazy stuff in there too, like during a lot of the beach scenes, because it's supposed to be happening on 4th of July, as Jaws does.
Yeah.
But if you look in the
Italian
background,
4th of July.
but yeah, it's the Italian 4th of July because they have a bunch of Confederate flags in the background.
Because they didn't know who won.
Yeah,
they had no clue.
Yeah, nobody clued them in at that point.
That is like the best thing ever. Is you're like looking in the back and you're like, 4th of July.
I don't think
Why?
I've ever noticed that.
Oh my god!
All right,
Yeah.
honey, we're watching that tonight.
The Italians believe that Americans are all just Southern Confederates.
Every single
and that's
one of
what
them.
we are.
That's what they assumed, and
Every
it was
single
just
one of
like
us.
that is awesome that this is forever captured in a shark
I don't know.
movie.
Yeah, my wife, if you're still watching this, we're gotta watch the last Shark again.
You gotta look at the details, man. It's all about the
At some
details.
point. Well, we got picked up Metalocalypse, so we gotta go through the season of that again because that show is phenomenal. And I haven't seen
Yeah,
it in
you
a long
don't
time.
have to really watch Last Shark. I mean,
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
You just want to see the one scene.
Just go to like the
That's what you
beach
want.
scenes.
No,
go
we
to the
literally
4th of
have to
July
force
party.
ourselves to watch. Like we have to watch this.
Yeah.
You're right. We have to watch this, and then we do, and we're like, oh,
Why did we do
Yeah.
that?
why?
You'll never get those 2 hours
At
back.
least it's a brisk 80-some minutes, you know.
Brisk. Nice. This one kind of falls under the more recent, bizarre, lucid hypnos.
Yeah.
This is a studio.
It's weird.
After the Grinch made money, the
After
studio
the Grinch
goes,
made money,
we're gonna
It's
a thing.
With
throw
a
away
character
everything we
actor.
learned from making that and
We
make
need a
this
strong
bizarre
comedic
thing.
character actor, and Mike Myers was that at the time. He was
He
very
was.
funny. Austin Powers is
I
successful.
don't remember,
this and
was
that.
this pre or post Gold member?
I think this is pre-Gold member.
Yeah.
But it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's
because he you know
wild. I mean, it shouldn't have been showed to children. This
I saw
isn't
it
the
in
children's
theaters.
Kind of hat.
It's
and
I remember when it
unsettling.
came out. Yeah.
You know, I didn't understand what I was looking at.
You know, the Grinch makeup worked, but this makeup actually
It was
hurts.
scary.
It
was pretty
hurts.
scary. You mentioned this one earlier.
My favorite.
And now I have
bad
to
film.
watch
Yeah,
it
see, it just got released on Blu-ray in 3D.
in 3D on Blu-ray. Ape or APE.
It stands for something.
Does he fight a shark and a giant
yes.
cobra and a
Yes.
and a sailboat and
Yes.
a helicopter?
Not together.
I can't.
Not all at one time.
Yeah,
yes.
that scene unfortunately doesn't happen all
Damn
at
it.
once, but he does flip
I
off the
need
helicopter.
this
He does
in my
flip
life.
Oh, dude, you have to.
I apparently need it in 3 dimensions in my life.
This is the
Absolutely.
Korean knockoff, kind of like the Italians did,
Okay.
of the '76 King Kong.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Which I have King Kong Godzilla tattooed on my
It's
body. I'm
all
a
so
big fan
bad.
of
If you're a fan of giant ape movies,
Yeah.
Ape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
There are points where you can see the tennis shoes on the ape actor.
Oh yeah.
The zipper is often apparent.
Yeah.
It's like Attack of the eye creatures.
Yeah.
Where you can see just like the head and the hands, but the
As
rest is just like
the-
a black bodysuit.
As the film progresses, you can see the suit deteriorating, so patches fall off.
Yeah. Oh,
And
absolutely.
There's missing patches of fur,
Oh.
and they just decided that's
Like
fine.
looks like a gorilla with leukemia. That's
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
He'll lift
Way
up
back.
his arms, and like the armpit would have ripped,
Is
and you
this-
can see the shirt underneath.
Well, I mean, we kind of tackled this one.
Well, this
right?
is referencing what
But
we
this is
were
the
talking
movie
about.
itself, yeah.
Yeah,
But
this is great.
This is a good.
This is a very good
This is a good documentary.
Yeah.
The best worst movie. It's about Troll 2.
Yeah.
Behind the worst movie ever made, and honestly, we are all in agreement. It's an awful movie.
It's bad, but
It's
this movie's
worth watching.
You
documentary
need
is
to
better.
watch them in
Yeah,
tandem.
yeah, watch the documentary. You'll come to appreciate maybe what we're talking about.
How bad
more,
the movie
honestly,
is, yeah.
There's been a few. We watched VHS Massacre.
I have that one. That's a good one.
And Rewind This, I think, is another one. Like I said, Doom, best worst movie. All these that we've watched, we have a better understanding of like the business and like how the VHS business went down and how a lot of people were just marketing to that and just the rise and fall, because I come from a background, I worked and managed at a lot of video stores, Blockbuster Videos, movie galleries. I've worked at mom and pop joints. I love movies. I've watched literally everything that I could get my hands on, and it's just but after a while you're just watching them to watch them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you see stuff like those documentaries, they get you back in focus of what you appreciated about those movies before.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Especially a lot
so.
of those older films didn't have special features, behind the scenes.
You didn't know
which
why
I
they
adore
existed.
now.
Yeah,
And
you're like,
that's so
why
important.
did someone make this? And then you watch some of the special features or a documentary about it, you're like, oh,
I
these people
appreciate
went
this
through-
more.
Yeah, or the guy in the mask went through so much just to get that character, or he was such a good character actor. Like, oh, did you know this guy went on to do this or did stuff for Community or what? It's like, oh, well, okay, I like this movie.
Yeah.
You get a pass now. Hard pass, but you get a pass. This one was one of my favorites for a long time, and I don't know why I didn't add Street Fighter. I'm kicking myself now. Double Dragon. It was based on the video game, kinda.
Yeah.
It's about twins.
I've
Billy
seen
and Jimmy
Street
Lee.
Fighter, but I have not seen Double Dragon.
It's not
Seen
good.
Street Fighter, Double Dragon, and then Super Mario or Mario Brothers.
That's
Mario
the one I grew up
Brothers.
watching.
Oh,
Which I actually
Movies
asked
based
my
on video
producer, I'm like,
games.
what's wrong with Mario Brothers? And then he reminded me what was wrong with Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I've recently watched Mario Brothers.
There is
The
a lot
Rift
of,
Tracks version.
A lot of alcohol.
Even as the Rift Tracks version, it's pretty tough.
It is tough. I mean, they do point out a lot.
there's a lot, and the sad thing is, there's a lot of wasted, respected talent. In
Oh
that
my
film.
god! Like that thing is beaming with talent,
Except for
and it's
John
like, what did
Leguizamo.
what did you
falls
do?
Minus John Leguizamo, who tried to redeem himself in Spawn. I'll give him a pass for that.
I liked him in Land of the Dead.
Land of the Dead was alright.
Yeah.
That's true. I picked this one because I watched it the other night.
I
tried to watch it. Let me rephrase
It's
this.
hard to watch.
Attempted.
I fell asleep each time in the same freaking spot,
Yep.
and I know I can get through it, and it's really funny. Hillbillies in a haunted house. It's about hillbillies in a haunted house, and there's some
Hey,
stuff.
an
Self-explanatory.
abandoned house that has electricity and all the furniture.
And it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It's off
and the
the-
people in town are like, "Oh, you in town? Yeah, go up and stay at this abandoned house. It's fine. It's just for the night. We don't have a motel or anything."
and is supposedly way off the beaten path. Yet everybody on their way
Yeah.
to Nashville, noted
They
stars,
pass it.
show up at the
Yeah,
house.
every time. Oh, it's ridiculous. And of course,
It's
you
so
got John
bad.
Carradine, Lon Chaney,
Chaney again, not saying no to a paycheck.
Basil Rathbone. It's got a full cast of people who've been in a lot of horror stuff. And what's her name? Linda Ho.
Yeah.
I like how the names on that poster got smaller.
Yeah.
But those people were more famous.
Yeah.
Right.
That's weird.
It was towards the end of their, well, I guess not the end of their career. John
No,
Carradine
but I
was
mean,
in
like,
everything.
you would think that Lon Chaney would be, like, advertised,
Bigger, to draw people into
or
it.
even
Oh, yeah,
Basil
absolutely.
Rathbone.
But this was at
Right.
a point where if you saw him on the poster, you
might
know it
run
was going
away.
to be bad.
Yeah, that's true.
It was at a
Yeah.
point where you knew.
Maybe
Speaking
that's
of,
why.
Bela Lugosi would stick his
Oh,
name on a
man.
few things that weren't good. And this
yeah.
has been
I
riffed
adore
numerous
Plan 9
times,
from
and
Outer
Space.
I
too.
still like it too. It is unspeakable horrors from outer space, paralyzing the living and resurrecting the dead.
It's not lying.
Yeah.
Not lying. There are vampire women from space,
The-
Mars. There's sci-fi elements.
the
There's
great
monsters.
bad movie of
Tor
all time.
Johnson.
Somebody's chiropractor.
Vampirella.
Chiropractor who
Somebody's
was doing the-
chiropractor.
the- and again, the movie Ed Wood
Ed
brought
Wood.
life back to these films.
Yeah.
and I love
really
that.
did. That really did for that time. He gave that camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That wound up being John Waters. That wound up being.
Well, the great thing about somebody like Ed Wood is he's not making camp on purpose like John
Right,
Waters.
right.
His
He thought he was
movies,
making gold.
He thought
Yeah.
he was making high art
This is what people wanted.
and great
back then.
horror films. And when someone kicks over a cardboard tombstone, they don't do a
hate
take
that you put
two.
this
in
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like that's the shit that I love.
And,
in bad,
I'm
in
happy
B
to see
movies.
that John Waters didn't show up on any of our lists because I love John Waters and his films.
Oh yeah, I
I
mean,
love that.
Pink Flamingos might be
It's-
schlocky and low budget,
Yeah,
but it's
so
also
good.
hilarious.
Yeah.
and it's intended that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
intentional.
It gets on better.
There's a fine line between intentionally campy and just
Very much
straight up
so.
bad.
Very much so.
Like Ape is just like horrible, and they
Because they tried.
they tried to do it.
They tried
They
to be
just didn't know
good.
what they were doing.
Yep.
But that's what makes it gold.
When-
Yeah.
Trying to do it on purpose is a whole different thing.
My favorite thing with Ape, and we'll go back to it a little bit. The lead actress goes by Joanna de Verona.
Mm-hmm.
It's Joanna Kern's first film, and she knew it was so bad she went under a fake name in her first movie. It's, she went on to, Growing Pains, but yeah, if you're using a fake name on your first film, you know it's going to be bad.
Like, I wonder, what the script for something like that would have looked like.
Part of it was written in crayon.
I'm sure, yes. Because it's just like, giant ape fights rubber shark, and that's the opening scene.
Scene 2.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. The next one. When a girl has a heart of stone, there's really only one way to melt it, guys. Just add ice.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla ice. Flavored ice.
This one I've only seen as a riff track, but I can't even imagine.
Dude, I watched it when it came out back in the
I
day.
can't even imagine.
Watched it, and it is just his outfits alone are too loud. It hurts your eyes. You're like, Jesus, Vanilla, tone it back a notch. In his hairstyle and in the attitude and
Who
everything.
in their right mind in Hollywood was like, you know who we should write a vehicle for?
Because he was huge.
He was huge.
He was on Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
Let's
man.
give that guy his own movie.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
If you sell
And they
enough
win.
tickets in the first weekend to make up for your budget,
Yeah.
that's all that
Did
matters.
they?
Dude, it just
Probably not.
No, I don't
his
think
cocky,
so.
tough guy attitude, where he could just stroll into anywhere, he would just duck face it and just like get this weird swagger about him. It's like I want to punch you in the face.
But,
Yeah.
but the
I wanna
concept
touch my
was
TV.
the concept was to go back to what the Beatles did with A Hard Day's Night. It's like you
No,
take a
he was
hot
trying to
commodity
go. No.
and
he
you
was
make a
trying-
movie with it.
Well, yeah, Hollywood was. But he
Hollywood's-
was trying to do something more like Kid and Play's House Party and some nonsense like that. Except he was trying to be more thuggish, which he was not.
It's not gonna
No.
work.
Not even close. We mentioned this one, of course, Super Mario Brothers.
The toys are
terrible toy
clearly
line,
more
too.
entertaining than the film.
Way more entertaining. Like it came with bazookas and giant wrench guns. I don't know what that is. It shoots a wrench.
It
or
shoots
something.
Doesn't happen in the movie, but
No, Bob Hoskins
well.
is supposed to be King Koopa.
that toy in the
and-
back kind of looks like Doctor Strange.
It looks like a
Kinda
current
does.
Doctor Strange. It looks like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah,
on
it
that.
does.
No, those were supposed to be the thugs who ran around for Koopa.
Oh, yeah.
The henchmen guys. And then, of course, what was it? The singer,
Oh yeah.
who gets turned into the reptile. Oh my god, it starts with an M. He plays harmonica. The folky music. Mojo Nixon.
Yeah, there
Mojo
you go.
Nixon
Mojo
gets turned
Nixon.
into a giant lizard with a harmonica. And then they teach him to dance
Just
in an
what the kids
elevator.
want, you
Oh, the toys didn't have anything to do with it. The movie didn't have anything to do with it. I think they did some bit of plumbing for a second.
Yeah.
They
All
tried
kinds
to
of
fix a pipe. Peach got kidnapped.
Next thing you know, you're
That's
in a
like the game.
terrible
You know,
adaptation.
I forgot to put it on the list, but close to this, you know what else should have been on our list?
Yeah.
Jerky Boys the movie.
No.
I've never seen it. I've tried tracking it down, but it's really hard.
Oh, it's not easy.
Well, I know, but it's got to be on that bad movie list. I have to check
Again,
off.
capitalize on a popular trend and see if we can make
The
a
one
movie
thing
with
they did get right, Bob-omb. Bob-ombs. Little Bob-ombs. Only thing they got right in the Mario movie. Little Bob-ombs.
it. One thing.
Yeah.
They are sex
That's a
Bob-omb.
fungus.
They are sex Bob-omb. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sex bomb.
Okay, who's next? What's next?
That's it.
Oh, that was it?
Oh.
Okay, honorable mention. I have to do honorable mention for my wife because she messaged me while you guys were talking. Blood Diner.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Blood
I
Diner,
love
it's
Blood
a good
Diner.
one, but it's not. It's
Well, I'd
it's a
say-
bad horror film. but
it's an
it's a
homage
good
to
movie.
Blood Feast, the Herschel Gordon Lewis
Blood Feast was a
masterpiece,
good
part
one.
of the Blood trilogy.
Yeah, and if any other, like I said, we really seriously encourage you guys to go out and take part in this cinema. I mean, everybody likes the Oscar winners. Everybody likes a good action. They like a good comedy. A lot of these fall under weird comedies. I mean, if you watch
They
them,
are comedy. It's
a lot of them
it's
are.
a niche kind of
It is a
thing.
niche. I
You know,
mean-
if you have the patience for something like Manos, the Hands
Or the
of
sense
Fate,
of humor.
which some people might not.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
But-
if you seek out films that ever had any connection to something weird video, the video production
Yeah.
or release company.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
was-
a bunch of them that was
that
already
was a
that was just
great
shown.
resource.
Or if you
Yeah.
got
Blood
or if
Freak
you
was
got
part of
some-
that.
You
Yep.
got some weird friends who
The
make
entire
references you
Herschel
don't get.
Gordon Lewis filmography is from something
I-
weird.
Yeah.
Herschel Gordon is
Herschel
phenomenal.
Gordon Lewis has a wonderful phonography.
A bunch of films.
Pardon me, I've been drinking. A wonderful filmography. It's absolutely stupendous. Like Roger Corman, we mentioned, Bert I. Gordon. I mean, there's a lot of guys who they were just putting out movies through the 50s
Well, then-
and 60s.
You know, some of the more like some of the ones that I like are like the Italian filmmakers.
Yeah.
Like
Bava.
well, I was gonna
love Mario
like
Bava.
you know Bruno Mattei.
Okay.
Yeah.
His stuff is all just like complete, like it's like zombie stuff, but it's
Yeah.
like rip-offs of Dawn of the Dead, terribly done.
Well, even like the Spanish versions of like the zombie movies from.
With the terracotta
Yes.
play on the faces for makeup.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, like Burial Ground and things
Burial
like that.
Ground.
Yeah, Burial
With-
Ground's a good
With
one.
the adolescents being played by a little person.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
30-year-old dwarf.
yes.
And you
who's
can
sexually
find-
attracted to his mother.
mom and bites off her boob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the
It's-
showstopper.
that's
And
a
there's a
good-
lot of these
good
things that you
movie.
can find at conventions, either regular Comic Cons, they have horror cons that have a lot of the.
a lot of these are on
horror
DVD
movies.
and Blu-ray now.
A lot of
Yeah.
these people are still doing conventions and stuff, and I mean, these movies are getting such a resurgence thanks to movies like Sharknado that came out, and honestly helped kickstart a boom. Mystery Science Theater helped people still appreciate these classical films and look at them in a different light. Riff Tracks takes a lot of the newer ones that maybe you wouldn't watch. Gravity. I never would have watched that.
They've riffed Gravity?
I never would have watched it in a million years, but
That's
they riffed
crazy.
Gravity.
Wow.
It's Mary Jo and Bridget.
Oh, interesting.
And it is hilarious. Hilarious. And that made me forget that I was sitting there watching two people float around space for 2 fucking hours.
Yeah, I saw that in theaters when it came out.
It's so long.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
You're
not a lot
like,
going
are
on
they
in that
still
film.
in space? Oh, somebody save them. Or at least, how many times do they almost die?
Somebody save
Yeah.
me.
7
the viewer.
times. And then George Clooney's a ghost or something.
See, that's the thing too. Is there's a difference between, bad movies that are boring.
Sure.
They're complete slogs to get through.
Right. Like, I can't even take this. I'm putting in something else. Right
Yeah. Or there's bad because, you can see,
Boom mic coming
a boom mic is
down, or-
hilarious.
yeah.
Zippers
Boom
on
mic always
costumes.
funny.
Zippers on costumes.
Yeah.
Shadows of cameramen.
Yeah,
Or
the rubber's all floppy.
Yeah,
Or, right.
that is good bad filmmaking because it's
You hear,
hilarious.
sound guy sneeze in the background. Oh, shoot.
We'll cut it out later.
Nope. Roll it. Keep going. We're on a budget here, people.
Shots out of focus, and it's like we're gonna have to use it. But when a movie is boring,
Right.
then Mystery Science Theater, that happens to them a lot too.
Sure.
But somehow
They
they
power
get
through
out
a
of
few.
it. Yeah. Monster a Go-Go is a really good example.
But it's fun to break it up. With
That's a
little
tough
splits
one.
and
It's a
stuff,
tough one to
and-
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I own it. God. Unriffed. I own
Unriffed
it.
And
Monster
some of the
a
bad
Go-Go.
educational shorts are always good.
Yeah.
Always good for a laugh. What they showed these to people. They taught these. These weren't
Yeah.
movies of someone's imagination. These were things that they were showing to kids in elementary schools.
Duck and
In
cover.
the 50 Duck and Cover is a good
Duck
one.
and Cover.
Work on your posture.
Any of
Any of the Mr. Bungles.
They didn't really do Mr. Bungle. They did some similar to like body grooming and healthcare.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
One of my
How to go on a date.
At your fingertips.
Yeah.
Some of my favorites, the most creative
Grass.
ones. Grass is corn grass.
Yeah.
Which Bill Corbett from Riff Tracks and Mystery Science Theater, he was Crow T. Robot in the final episodes. He has a blog, all angry about is corn grass. It is hysterical. They even had a short about, it's supposed to be about communication called David and Hazel that Kevin and Bill did. It's on YouTube. That they did like the end scene of it, and it's so long and it is so painful. But they put their heart and soul into being these characters, and it is so goddamn funny.
Beyond the point of no return. You gotta keep going.
Really,
You gotta do it.
once you've hit that, why stop now?
Yeah.
Keep pushing
Or,
that comedy envelope.
What about
Comedy
that
comes in
one?
threes.
Shaking Hands with Danger.
Oh, Chuck
Genius.
Hanlon. What else can I say about Chuck Hanlon? Chuck Hanlon doesn't own a couch.
Overtly graphic, and the violence is
It is
insane.
like a guy's like, well, we got to grease up this part of a thing, and the guy like flips down. Oh, his hand cuts off.
People getting run over by
The
bulldozers
narrator's
and stuff.
3-Finger Joe. Well, why do they call him that? Because he lost all his fingers in a terrible accident.
If this is what people were being shown in the workforce, it's
Right.
crazy.
All right.
But we laugh about it now, but it's no different than infomercials showing us how we can't hold jugs of water.
That just shows
I don't know how to
terrible-
use
no,
a
that just
ladder.
shows
It's
how
the
terrible white
same
people are. That's
thing.
awful.
But the fact
It's
that
the
this
same.
one shows you X-rated violence of people's
Yeah.
spurting wounds,
Yeah.
that to me is the best.
It was
Yeah,
just,
that's grabbing
It's like,
people just
okay.
to do it.
Yeah.
Listen, think application looks great. You got to sit through these training videos. Oh, Jesus. I've sat through some. Actually, Star Theaters back in the 90s had a couple of them that they'd show you. They were to die for. I remember, I like bad movies all my life, but just watching these things, I'm just sitting there like, I'm just like, okay.
But you see, these are.
I'm in here with the manager and these other people, and I cannot start now. I cannot die now. I have to keep it together.
And in a complete tangent, these are kind of on the same level as. We're all at that
Right.
age where we had the driver's training gore videos.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
driver's
that's a
training was
total different thing.
Amazing in the 90s.
Oh yeah, it was just
amazing.
blood runs red
And that
on
was
the
still some of the shit they were
expressway.
showing you from the 80s, where they were trying to teach you not to make a left turn without looking, or else
I was watching,
murder on the highway.
Watching recycled
Blood on
old
the
60s and
asphalt.
70s driver's training videos, and there are just graphic blood scenes of actual crashes. And,
He's
oh,
older
yeah.
than we are, so you might have to speak up a little bit.
We'll
talk
talk-
loud. Typically around this time, we incorporate our show into other aspects of pop culture, music, which I think we did successfully during the intermission. If anybody's watching this and I got muted, we did some Weird Al.
Yeah.
Can't watch this.
Some Misfits.
Some Misfits, Astro Zombies, which
Oh, it should have been on the list.
it was on my list.
It was on the list. but-
I'm not sure what happened to my list because some of those didn't look very familiar.
Well, you just mentioned it.
I came to your house and I sent you many an image.
Best thing,
I put many image on the screen.
like we said, best thing about Astro Zombies when the lobby cards and the posters show scenes that are not even in the movie.
10 times better.
It's that enticement. They're like, oh, this is going to be great. And it's
I mean,
not.
that's the ultimate bait
it.
and switch.
Oh, yeah.
It really
bait and
is.
switch. You're right.
It really
You're
is.
right.
And what other music did we add into there? There was a few others that we talked about. The Misfits, I mean, they were very impressionable on those.
Well, it was a fun thing growing up, listening to the Misfits and tracking down the movies that were based on their music. You know?
Yeah, it's a fun little game.
There's that one Misfits album in the 90s or early 2000s that was like, every track was about a bad movie.
Yeah, and it was fun to go down the list and be like, check off Astro
I've
Zombies.
seen that.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
right, right.
American Psycho, that's
American
old.
Psycho,
I'll watch
right.
it. Yeah.
All the classics.
Crawling Eye.
I had thrown on my list. It's fine. I'm not going to hold it against them today. Astro Zombies was on there. Roller Gator.
Roller Gator is amazing.
Roller Gator is set in an amusement park.
It's the music
and
that plays
a
throughout
rubber
the entire
gator
thing.
puppet. That's it, in a backpack, and there's this guitar canoodling the whole time.
It's a full hour
and
and a half.
Joe Estevez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it, and it's awful. It is the worst. There's a skateboarding ninja that has nothing to do with anything. Who's just like
Doesn't matter.
sitting on a park bench in a beach. So it's just awful. And there's rollerblading.
Yeah, pretty much any amusement park movie, though, is going to be bad.
There is.
If
so
Kiss
much.
meets the fandom of the park has not taught us anything.
Right.
It's amusement park-based films are going to be bad.
Samurai Cop. I had mentioned that one. They rushed that. There's one point where you can see a guy wearing a long-haired wig under a baseball cap because they had already wrapped, but he had to come back. And it's awful. It's supposed to be 80s action, and it's just the acting is just poor. Poor acting. And a weird lion's head made out of yarn in some lady's office, which is just so bizarre. And I totally want it, but it's just bizarre. Death Promise, about these people are getting evicted from their turf in the 70s, and this guy who thinks he's Bruce Lee and his partner Speedy or Crazy Legs or whatever the hell his name is, and they kung fu people. And he goes to train to be a master in Wisconsin or something. It's awful. Well worth checking out. Rock and Roll Nightmare with John Mickle Thor.
Yeah, that's good.
Who I am friends with on Facebook, and I've interacted with him a few times.
And he's
super
still
nice guy. He's still doing
things,
Thor.
Yeah.
He's still doing the music, and he's bigger than he has been. There's also
Literally.
a documentary about him on Netflix, maybe.
Yeah.
It's kind of devastating to watch, a little heartbreaking, and it kind of makes you want to be a fan of his. You know what I mean? You're like,
it's one of those situations.
You're like, man, all right, I like you now. To Catch a Yeti, which was a movie which it wasn't even really a puppet. Its eyes moved, and maybe its feet.
Kind of like a Furby.
It was about yay big, and it also included Meatloaf chasing it through New York. Something.
That would be interesting to acquire a copy of To Catch a Yeti and try to get Meatloaf to sign into Horror House.
That would be perfect.
My God.
That would be great.
I wonder how pleased he'd be like, get away from my table.
Weren't these copies
How
burned?
did you find this?
Yeah.
Come here! It's like, The Apple.
I haven't seen it.
It's almost like a bizarre fantasy Grease movie. It's got song and dance, and it's supposed to be set in 1994, and it's from like 1981.
Okay.
So it's their vision of music in the future and the devil and
Did they get it right?
the apple, Adam and Eve kind of a thing.
It all sounds
no,
like
they do not.
It all sounds like future music is always.
I mean, when you're watching, you're like,
techno-devo.
oh yeah, I totally remember this from '94. I do not. There's a lot more flannel than whatever was in that movie. Waterworld was on my list.
Oh, yeah, Waterworld is a classic.
There was a couple others that popped up that had to do with Kevin Costner, Postman. Waterworld.
He had a rough patch.
He did have a rough patch, and it's too bad.
Have you ever seen the Trauma film called Sizzle Beach USA?
No.
It's, I think, may have been his first film
Kevin Costner?
ever. Yeah. Look it up.
See, he always appreciated bad cinema. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's
he was gravitating to it.
Well, it was called something else.
Wow.
It's called Sizzle Beach USA, but it was
That's
called
amazing.
something else. And it was made in the 70s, and Troma acquired it and distributed it. But he is on the front cover of the DVD.
Yeah.
He's in it for all of 5 minutes.
Well, you got to put him on because he's Kevin Costner now.
Yeah, you're selling.
Yeah,
no matter who he was
it's
then.
the Troma bait and switch.
Now. Right.
You think the movie is about him. He's photoshopped on the front cover, like burying someone in the sand. That doesn't happen in the movie. He is a horse farmer.
Nice.
How deep do you plant horses to get them to grow properly? Horse farmer.
Very deep.
As far as we obviously covered movies, I guess we could talk about comic books. Toxic Avenger made it in the comic books. Marvel gave them
I've
life.
got a couple of those.
I had
Plan
one
9
too.
is been a couple series.
Plan 9.
Plan 9 has been
I
some
think
series
there's
of
been a
comics.
few other. A lot of the Universal monsters and stuff always get tucked into some.
Yeah,
there's
the
been
Harryhausen
Jaws,
series.
Godzilla. I know there's series for those. Like the
Plenty
House of
of series.
Horrors and the stuff like that we talked about in a few episodes of our show.
Right.
Vault of Horrors.
Well, Tales from the Crypt.
Crypt. Yeah, exactly. Like,
EC Comics.
I heard they're redoing Creepshow. Critters. They're going to be doing
Critters
a series
has
about
a new
Critters, which
one
you're
coming
going to
out.
have to. You're going to have to bring in.
I'll bring Critter
You're
in.
going to have to bring the crate. He has a crate.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I want to get the big. I need that duster like you wore and a nice mullet, so I can chase it down. I'll chase it
You'll
down
be
to the
out. You'll be
studio.
all Mac from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's the duster, dude.
Nice shot of your arm. Thanks, Justin. So yeah, you can find many comic book versions of terrible things. Everything was marketable. Everything's still marketable.
Yep.
You can go to the local comic book shop now. We have one here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's on the tip of my tongue. Tardy's, I think they call it, on Burton and Eastern here in
never
Grand
heard of
Rapids,
it.
Michigan, with a lovely dynamic duo that is Gavin and Deanna. They're the best, and they just have everything, everything.
And video game tie-ins. There have been so many. Megaforce was a video game.
And I wish we had a copy of that.
Megaforce
'cause
was a video game.
We
It's so
tend
bad.
to play. We have an emulated version of the Xbox around here. Like, what are you guys doing now? We have an emulated version of an Xbox that has a variety of Toxic Avenger. We found Darkman.
The Blues Brothers
The
game.
Blues Brothers
Who
game.
knew?
Yeah.
About something. They don't have any weapons. They just jump and crawl from things and then die quickly. I found
I'd
out.
like to know if Dan Aykroyd or John Landis
Said yeah.
are aware, either said yes or even aware of
It's
such
like, yeah,
a
that was
thing.
my favorite thing. I love that game.
Well, it's funny how symbiotic it is. Bad movies become video games, and video
Yeah.
games become bad movies.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
true.
somebody was working on like a mobile game that was like an 8-bit that had to do with Rousdower and like Mystery Science Theater.
I've seen
movies
a
and some
Monos
that had to
game.
do-
You know,
yeah,
some
I
of them
think
in
there's
8-bit
games,
Monos
yeah.
game. Yeah.
Because of all the action and adventure that took place on the film.
think-
You want
Right.
to relive that at home.
You collect
Right.
hands. You know, that's
You
is
collect
that-
hands.
Well,
you wear some very nice robes.
Right.
Instead of
Right.
Mario collecting coins, you collect
It's
hands. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
why not?
You know, your controls aren't good because you got the big knee.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you play as Torgo.
You should.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
He did all the work
Yeah.
in the movie.
I think you play as the dad. You know, the great character of Dad.
Dad.
That was his claim to fame.
Yeah.
I think this is the part where we're gonna wrap it up. I think we're good. Are we good? Anything else we want to
I
talk
think
about?
we might have a surprise after the post
I
credit
think
scene.
we will do a surprise. As a matter of fact, speaking of, we'll do our quick review because we're going to start doing reviews too. This week's review of things people need to see,
Absolutely.
bad movie related. It's your Masterpiece Theater. In honor of you, sir.
Absolutely.
We
Thank you.
encourage people to get yourself a copy of this. It helps support Addison here and his glorious puppet team. And keep it going, man.
This is the film that we riff. Is the Battle
It's
of
the
Love's
Battle of
Return.
Love's Return.
Yeah,
There's
it's
one of the early.
Oops.
Oh, he's okay.
He's
made of.
he's taking worse.
Yeah,
lumps.
he's lead
Look at
paint.
him.
Lead paint keeps him alive. He's
So this
alright.
is Lloyd Kaufman's first movie, The Battle of Love's Return.
Mm-hmm.
It was made in 1971 when he was only 25 years old.
That movie's
And-
as old as me.
And you do comedy commentary.
Yeah, we riffed the entire thing from beginning to end. It was the movie that Lloyd Kaufman assigned to us to riff.
That's awesome.
You know,
Good friends with Uncle Lloyd, and now good friends with us. And we're gonna make effort to go visit him now, and so we're all connected. So it's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah, you
we're all
gotta
gonna be
go.
best friends.
You gotta-
I've met Lloyd a couple times.
Right.
Great guy.
And you
Fantastic
guys see,
fellow.
and everybody's connected but me. I always feel left out. The third wheel.
Again, you're living vicariously.
Always the bridesmaid. It's my life story.
Well, you look good in the skirt.
I do look in white. I pull it off nice. Oh, that's a good shot of
That's-
it.
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Next week, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to talk about more stuff. And anytime you want to come back, we'll set it up. You can come back. Mystery Science Theater Talk. You definitely have to come back. We're going to do a show on Mystery Science
we
Theater.
could go for hours.
I don't know.
on
I
that.
really, really could. And I know I'm probably going to have to. I want my wife to come in too because that's our life. That's what we do now. But as always, we need you to share and subscribe. Wherever you can, to whoever you can. Tell your friends and friends and friends of friends and relatives, uncles, grandma. Grandma might like it. Grandma's like nostalgia.
Grandmas love the show.
Yeah, grandmas love
We're,
video
we're,
games.
Old
we're
women-
top rated
old
in
women
that
love me.
demographic.
50 and over. That's my wheelhouse right there.
Well, I mean, I had a grabber on here.
You had a grabber. That immediately gets attention from any of the AARP crowd. So, but no, share and subscribe because we can't do it without you. We enjoy talking about pop culture. We're going to continue to do so anyways. We're going to give you as much and more content as we can. Of course, with the likes of Addison and other new friends that we made. Authors. We've had authors, straight up authors up in here.
Books.
We're classy bitches. We're
Yeah,
classy.
it's not just video games and bad movies. There's reading.
For the most part,
There's-
it's
yeah,
a lot of
there's
video
some
games and bad movies. Actually, that's how we start our day. And then we work our way into a show. And I tell you what, because everybody's been awesome, we're going to do something special about Meat Puppets. We've been saying share and subscribe if we can get around 100, 200, which it's a slow process. And we don't want to wait that long to give you, A, bad cinema, but B, something that our very own Roger worked very hard on. And it's an instant Grand Rapids cult classic. Thanks, Beavis.
Yeah.
So you know what? We're going to do something with this. We're going to do something with this. You need to stay tuned with us. We're going to do it. We're going to give it to you. We're going to let you watch it. You guys want to watch it? You guys want to watch it today? I think we should watch it today.
Yeah.
All right. So tell your friends. Get them online. We're going to show you the Meat Puppets.
Keep watching the live feed.
We're keeping the live feed going.
Keeping our live feed going.
keeping it
and We're
alive.
going to give you Roger's instant classic, award-winning. There's awards on here.
Well,
Official
laurels.
selection.
It's shown at
Scarefest.
film festivals.
They look like awards. So I'll say award-winning. Based on the true story.
Shot in 2 days for $60.
That's my kind of cinema right there. All right. So make sure, as you guys will, support Addison. We'll support Roger today.
Stay
and
tuned.
always. Support our show. Support each other. Simple message.
down
Keep
for
talking about pop culture. Keep everything relevant and alive.
Support athletics.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Athletic
All right.
supporters, I got it.
But we'll see you guys next week. So take care and join us again next Saturday. It'll be fun. Thanks. Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Yes. On Meat Puppets right now, so you guys stay tuned.
13 minutes you'll never get back.
13 minutes you're never going to want to get back.
That's what I
Cult
like to
classic.
hear.
It's Roger's movie, Meat Puppets. Let's do that. Enjoy.
Okay, cut the lights. Holy crap.
put my
Talk.
Hi. Listen, we're experiencing a few technical difficulties on the film here, so I tell you what, we might just postpone this till next week. It's difficult transferring our DVD copy.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going on. So once we get some digital stuff going on,
It's all magic.
It's all the magic of computers that I don't understand. That's why I'm sitting here.
That's why we're in front of it.
That's why I'm in front of it, not behind it, because this show would not go anywhere had I been behind it.
Something's playing.
Hey, there's something. I don't know if it's on.
you.
It's not for you. All right, it's not for you. I'm sorry.
That's something else.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna go off the air.
Another time.
We're gonna get to you next week. That way we can work out all the kinks and bugs.
Sorry.
But we still love you guys.
We apologize.
And I'm still gonna give you goodies because you're so great. All right. Have a good day.
So what's your writing process on the riffs?
Are we out?
We'll
it's still
get
on.
the movie playing, and I'll have